program today. Oh my goodness. I'm going to start with this Tucker Carlson story. Tucker Carlson he messed up this time, and then I've got some good stuff on Mayor Pete and, and a whole bunch more. I'm not going to go through everything I'm going to go through. But if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Everyone like the video. You are definitely going to like this show if you're new here. I promise you. This is where MAGA comes to talk. This is the most pro-Donald Trump channel on all of YouTube. I promise you. You will never hear me disagree nor criticize President Trump. Yes. Oh, man. It is Friday already. My name is Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show. Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 46 years on the radio. And man, do we have a lot going on today. Tucker Carlson got busted. We're going to talk about that. I've got some stuff on Mayor Pete that's very important that you're not hearing anywhere else. And that's just the beginning. I mean, we don't have enough time on the air today to get through half of my show prep, but I'll get as much in as we can. And also, Fridays is open phones. We call it Open MAGA Mic Friday. On Fridays, you are not limited to the topics that we bring up on the program. You can call in about anything and everything you have on your mind on Fridays, as it is Open MAGA Mic Friday. All right. So, President Trump isn't just some guy who's running for president. He's the leader of a very important movement to make America great again, draining the swamp, which he's doing a lot. I mean, he's really drained the swamp of the Republican establishment power over the Republican Party, with Kevin McCarthy running the House of Representatives as our speaker now, a Trump puppet, which is exactly what we want. A lot of Trump puppets. And being a Trump puppet is a good thing. That's a compliment. That's what we want. And there are a lot of people out there that don't want to see the establishment lose their power. And there's a lot of fake MAGA out there. You got to be very careful for fake MAGA. There's a lot of people out there that say they're looking out for you and they believe in the ideology of MAGA and all that, but they don't. They're liars. And, there's a rule of thumb that I go by: never trust a never Trumper. Now, there were people that were never Trumpers in the past that can be useful to us, but every once in a while, they let the truth be known. Like a couple months ago, Candace Owens was a never Trumper, then she became pro-Trump. Trump made her famous, rich. She's a millionaire because of Donald Trump. And then all of a sudden, she's trashing Donald Trump. So, she would never trust a never Trumper. And there's a long list of never Trumpers out there that say all kinds of MAGA things. I always have my eye on them, including Mark Levin. But Tucker Carlson has been exposed. Tucker Carlson has been exposed, and I want to share this because I think it's very important to put Tucker Carlson and Fox News Channel in their proper context. Now, that doesn't mean that Tucker Carlson does not do a good show and report on a lot of good things, and I agree with a lot of what I hear him say and everything else. I'm not taking that away from him, but every once in a while, the truth comes out about these people. Listen to this. This is being reported in multiple sources. On the night of January 6th, 2021, and by the way, there's text message evidence of all of this. It's documented. On the night of January 6, 2021, Fox News host Tucker Carlson referred to President Donald Trump as, quote, a demonic force. That's right. Tucker Carlson referred to President Trump as, quote, a demonic force, unquote, in a text to his producer after the Capitol breach. It was one of many revelations in a filing. Fox News host Tucker Carlson, Laura Ingraham, Sean Hannity understood the threat to them personally. Tucker Carlson wrote his producer, Alex Pfeiffer, on November 5th. We've worked really hard to build what we have. These blanks, he uses the F word, Tucker, are destroying our credibility. It enrages me. He added that he had spoken with Laura Ingraham and Sean Hannity a minute ago, and they are highly upset. At this point, we're getting hurt no matter what, Tucker Carlson wrote. Pfeiffer responded, it's a hard needle to thread. What Trump's good at is destroying things. He's the undisputed world champion of that. He could easily destroy us if we play it all wrong. 2 months later, the Capitol breach happened. And after January 6th, this is back to the text messages, after January 6th, trying to thread the needle between the truth and pressure from his viewers and sponsors became more difficult. Late on January 6th, Tucker Carlson texted his producer, Pfeiffer, that Trump is a demonic force, a destroyer. But he's not going to destroy us, Tucker Carlson texted. On January 6th, Carlson invited Mike Lindell on the show. And here we have it. So, you know, Tucker Carlson, and I like a lot of what he says, but Tucker Carlson knows his audience. He knows what his viewers want him to say, cover. He knows what his viewers want to hear, and he tells people, this is what this shows me. These are text messages, and it spells out everything. What these text messages show is that Tucker Carlson on television tells us what he thinks we want to hear, but in private, he's got a whole nother opinion. He's not sharing his true feelings on the air. You know, calling someone a demonic force, like President Trump, that's pretty hardcore. That's pretty hardcore. And it's hard to tell in a text sometimes, but this text, doesn't it sound angry? Tucker Carlson is angry. He's passionate when he says this, and he means it. And I think it's important for people to understand that doesn't mean that what Tucker has on his show is not good stuff. He does, he reports what MAGA people want to hear, what MAGA people want to see. And that's true. But in private, he hates you, he hates MAGA, he hates Trump, and he wants to stop Trump. He's almost like a double agent, right? He's almost like a spy in our group. I'm not telling you not to watch Tucker, and I know Tucker Carlson will have things that are very good in the future, and I like a lot of the guests and stories that he covers and things that he uncovers, but he's just giving us what he thinks we want. Remember, he used to wear a bow tie. He used to work at CNN. Used to be in that Weekly Standard crew, and maybe he still is. So I want to ask you all a question as we go into break, and you can call me about this, and I very much want to hear your opinion. Because I don't want to be too hard on Tucker Carlson if it's not deserved. Here's my question to you. With these text messages that are being widely reported of Tucker Carlson referring to Donald Trump as a demonic force and a destroyer, I think it's a terrible thing to say. Is Tucker Carlson a never-Trumper? I want to know what you guys think about that. Is Tucker Carlson a never-Trumper? This is a serious question. You know, I don't want to give a guy a lot of grief if it's inaccurate. I think he is, but I want to hear from you all. Do you believe he is a never-Trumper, Tucker Carlson? Our number's toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Is Tucker Carlson a never-Trumper? And how should we react to that? How should we deal with that? If you're on hold, stand by. It is open phones, by the way. Well, every line on the board is lit. But, so if you're on hold, stand by. We're going to have very busy phones today. I would like to hear your thoughts on what I shared here. But it is open phones, open MAGA Mike Friday. Any and everything you have on your mind is fair game on today's program. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Back after this.
Don't sit on the sidelines.
Now, I made a YouTube short right before I went on the air. I have with me today Trumpy Bear. I got Trumpy Bear sitting at the guest mics, and I haven't had Trumpy Bear in the studio for a while, but I love my Trumpy Bear, and of course I'll take Trumpy Bear home with me after the show today. Any other MAGA men in there have Trumpy Bears? I have a Trumpy Bear, and I'm a proud owner of a Trumpy Bear. Every man should have a Trumpy Bear. That's right. Trumpy Bear's awesome, man. I love Trumpy Bear. Hey. Got anything to say, Trumpy Bear? Is Tucker Carlson a never Trumper? Well, I don't know. Trumpy Bear's thinking in deep thought. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got this Trumpy Bear. My wife actually bought me Trumpy Bear when Trumpy Bear first came out. This is the original Trumpy Bear, and I've never taken the flag blanket out of the back. But I made a YouTube short with Trumpy Bear on the microphone before I went on the air today, so you guys can go and check that out. Oh, yeah. Trumpy Bear is awesome. I can't do the Trumpy Bear voice. No, I can't do the... I'm not good at imitations. I got to stay in my lane. I don't know, Google. I don't know if you can still buy Trumpy Bears. Maybe you can. Google it. It's not a... They should. Trumpy Bears should be advertising on the show. I'd sell a lot of Trumpy Bears. Yeah. I'll take the shame and embarrassment away from grown men having Trumpy Bears. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So give me a call on the air and let me know, is Tucker Carlson a never Trumper? Let me put Trumpy Bear back over here on the... Have a seat over there. Yeah, Trumpy Bear's right over here. I don't know if Tucker's a rhino. I just think he's one of these establishment ruling elite types. You know? Make sure you all like the video. Only a handful of you have liked the video. That helps me out a lot, guys. Yes, welcome everyone. I'm Brian. It is Friday morning. All our lines are lit. If you're on hold, stand by. Is Tucker Carlson a never Trumper? New text messages reveal that he, in private text messages, texted his producer and called Donald Trump a demonic force. That's pretty bad, man. That's one of the worst things you can say about a guy. Now, I want to tell you guys about a great man, Mike Lindell, the inventor of the MyPillow, and a longtime supporter of this program. Mike Lindell has done something that I did not think was possible. He improved on perfection. He took his MyPillow, which is just the most comfortable pillow you've ever slept on, and he's improved it. He now has the MyPillow 2.0, which has cooling technology in it. You know, if your head and face get warm and hot at night, what do? You flip the pillow. Well, when you flip the pillow, even if you don't remember doing it, you're waking up. You're interrupting your sleep. You're getting out of that REM sleep. The new MyPillow 2.0 with cooling technology has the same patented fill inside as the MyPillow, but it has the cooling technology in it. Your head and face will never get warm. You'll never flip the pillow again. In fact, I woke up this morning and I did a little test. I'm on my MyPillow 2.0, and I took my hand and put it over the part of the pillow while my head was on the pillow. You know, and before I got up, and it was cool to the touch. It's absolutely amazing. The MyPillow 2.0 is buy one, get one free with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. But this is going to be for a limited time. I was talking to Mike Lindell's office earlier in the week, and the MyPillow 2.0 is selling much faster and in larger numbers than they projected. They knew it would sell because everything Mike Lindell makes is high quality, and of course you want to support Mike Lindell and his efforts, but it's selling in much larger numbers than they projected. And when they run low on inventory, they'll end the special. So right now it's buy one, get one free. My wife and I took our other My Pillows, which are spectacular too. Those are our guest pillows now. And we're sleeping on the My Pillow 2.0. It will change your life. You'll get the best night's sleep you've ever had. It's absolutely amazing. They're buy one, get one free with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. And you can also order by phone, toll free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, Kane. And remember, you can take advantage of all the specials at mypillow.com with our promo code Kane, not just the ones that I highlight. All right, so I'm going to go to the phones just to recap quickly. Tucker Carlson's producer revealed some text, and in these text messages, Tucker Carlson referred to Donald Trump as a demonic force. So my question to you is Tucker Carlson a never-Trumper? What's going on with Tucker Carlson? Let's go to our phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, Jeff from Maine.
Hey, Jeff. What's on your mind?
Listen, that's Ohio train derailment. They're not sending in the Red Cross. They're not sending in people to clean it up. They're telling them they have to get their own bottled water. This is an atrocity against a town, and we need to speak up about that because these people are being told to go to the store and buy their own water. What?
Well, and I'll tell you something. If you go to the local store and you buy the water, where'd that water come from? I know it gets processed, but a lot of water that you buy, not all bottled water is from some special spring somewhere. A lot of it comes from the local community's water supply. People don't know that.
Through a purified process.
Yeah, and I don't know if the purifier takes out these chemicals. And I've seen the J.D. Vance video of throwing the rock in the creek, and you see all the chemicals come out of the creek water. You know,
I saw that last night, and that just burned me up. When the firemen came, they should have known what was in those trains, and they should have never used water. They should have used fire-suppressing foam, and they should have put up guards or something that tries to keep the runoff into the rivers and stuff. I mean, they didn't do anything to try to contain it.
You know, at this point, what's going on with the Biden regime is criminal. It's criminal neglect at this point. And I'll tell you, it's an impeachable offense for Mayor Pete and many others.
I think that story, why isn't the press, any press covering this? I mean, this blows my mind. We're talking about everyone downrange from that, downhill from there, going to be affected by it.
Absolutely.
Not that town.
Now, the question is, and this is a serious question. What is going on with this neglect? Is it just incompetence with a bunch of checkmarked box people running the government and a senile old coot as the president? Or are they targeting these people because 60-70% of them voted for Trump? Which is it?
I truly believe it was deliberate, Brian. You can't be that stupid. Even as far as not going in there and helping them.
Yeah.
The Red Cross in there. Why isn't the EPA in there? We're not seeing anything going in there to try to contain it, clean it up, or anything.
No, and I was a little surprised to see J.D. Vance out in the open like that. It doesn't seem safe to be breathing the air near that creek where J.D. Vance was at. J.D. Vance, he's got that hillbilly book and all that stuff. I think J.D. Vance is going to make this like his whole mission is this whole issue in Ohio. When I saw him there with the rock, I trust in J.D. Vance to put some pressure to get things done. Ohio's my home state. What I'm seeing there is god awful.
I knew that you would be on top of it because I remembered years and years ago when I first started listening that you were from there. And, you know, the Ohio people, where's the Ohio governor?
Well, I think, you know, if something at this level happened here in Florida, I think Ron DeSantis would be a little more proactive. He would, you know, these states have a lot of money. Governor DeSantis would hire his own EPA qualified type people to come in and start getting to work on it. He wouldn't just sit around while we were being poisoned by this. So at this point, you know, when the federal government fails you, as the governor, you've got to stand up and start doing something.
Absolutely. And can I say one thing about Pepper? I've always said that I believe he's a two-faced kind of hypocrite because he
yeah.
size of his base to keep his numbers up. Because if you go against one,
yeah,
you're going to lose them.
So he's lying to his audience. He's lying to his viewers. He hates us. He hates his viewers. Hey, listen, I got to run for our bottom of the hour break. Thanks for the call. You too. All right, only one opening on the board where Jeff was at. We'll take our break and be right back.
Making morning radio great again.
I think you're gonna really love it.
It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Gregg.
All right, guys, I'll be right back. I'll leave Trumpy Bear in the chair while I'm gone. There you go. I'll be right back. Oh, man. Hey, guys, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. I don't have anything to set Trumpy Bear on to put him up higher. Well, maybe I could do this. There we go. Put Trumpy, there we go. Keep Trumpy Bear behind me. Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm surprised they haven't come out with a Melania version. You know? Kind of look like Jessica Rabbit or something.
Chiropractor Dr. Philip Appleton.
He rid me of my years of suffering of knee pain. He rid me of my arthritis pain, but he's also helped many of our listeners too. Listen to one of our callers tell us about the great experience they had with chiropractor Dr. Philip Appleton. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Rabbi David calling. Hey, I'm calling today about something not political, but something very personal.
Really?
And I gotta thank you.
What's wicked about this super cool Trumpy bear?
Someone to their mother crying. With excruciating pain in her shoulder. She had physical therapy. She actually went to doctors, rheumatologists, had shots, and I didn't know what to do. Like, you know, your mother calls you up crying. I remembered from the show, of course, that you guys have this Dr. Appleton. I took her down there last week. She wasn't able to sleep before this. She took her last Friday. She slept Saturday, half the day away, because she didn't have any pain anymore. I couldn't believe it. I'm my mother's hero now.
So Dr. Appleton is rabbi recommended.
So now we've got rabbinical supervision. I have to really thank you. After one time, from crying to me on the phone, you're sleeping like a baby that night.
Do what Rabbi David did.
Yeah, Baron Bear, that'd be cool.
Say bye-bye to your pain. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Brian Craig here with a question for seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a healthcare advocate at the touch of a button? Would that make life easier for you? You can with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will help you set up doctor's appointments, help with your pharmacy, even deal with your pharmacist to make sure that you have your prescriptions. They'll help you find a doctor, including a specialist. If you've been billed improperly by a doctor's office,
I can get the, which way does, let me see, I'll bring Trumpy Bear, there we go.
To make sure you get the care you need and the care you deserve.
There we go.
And that's just the beginning of what they do. I Will Advocates takes care of all Steve Kane's healthcare issues too, and they can do the same for you. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Call Debbie at I Will Advocates right now. Toll free 1-877-275-2326. 1-877-275-2326. 1-877-275-2326.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey, Wisconsin. This is Matt Crowder live at the gas station on 41st Street, reporting on those skyrocketing gas prices. Excuse me, miss, are you buying less gas now because of the high prices?
Oh, I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute, are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Well, does that actually add up to anything?
I made around $200.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Stop paying full price for gas. Download the free Upside app and get real cash back every time you buy gas. This is Matt Crowder Radio News Network. Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SMILE for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands.
Oh, I love my
Just download
Trumpy Bear.
the free Upside app and use promo code SMILE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SMILE.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show. Here's on the air.
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian. Callers on hold, stand by. Only one opening on our board at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. If you watch me on YouTube this morning, which you guys should all check out my YouTube channel. Just look me up, Brian Craig or Brian Craig Show on YouTube. I put a lot of content up there, including live streaming while we're on the radio with a very overly opinion chat room. And I put a lot of other things on my YouTube channel as well. But I brought with me today my Trumpy Bear. And I've got Trumpy Bear here in the studio behind me, just keeping me company. And that's what every MAGA man needs, is a Trumpy Bear. And I brought mine today. I have the original Trumpy Bear. My wife got me this Trumpy Bear the first time the commercial was on television. So I have the original Trumpy Bear. And I haven't brought Trumpy Bear into the new radio station up here in Palm Beach Gardens. It's the first time I brought Trumpy Bear with me up here. And well, you can see Trumpy Bear behind me, keeping me company and giving me support. All right, so it is open phones today, open MAGA Mike Friday, every Friday. Anything and everything you have on your mind is fair game. But I also brought up these new text message revelations of Tucker Carlson text messaging his producer, telling his producer that Donald Trump is a demonic force. Pretty bad, huh? So is Tucker Carlson lying to his viewers, telling us what we want to hear on television, but in secret, in private, off the air, he hates us and hates Trump? Is he a never Trumper? 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
You know, I'm looking at a list of other places that he's worked. Not only has he worked for CNN, but he's worked for MSNBC and PBS.
Really? PBS? I didn't know about that one.
He's worked for PBS. He's written for places like Slate, the New York Times Magazine, the Daily Beast, you know, all kinds of liberal places. So he's not adverse to working for liberal people. So I'm not sure if he's conservative or not. And
there's no HOV lanes where I'm
he's
driving.
also worked for the
They end at 9.
Weekly Standard. But again, I haven't went to the Weekly Standard in years.
No one else has either. Does that still even exist? I don't know.
I don't know either, but this is a guy that obviously you're right. He's telling people what they want to hear. But if this is true and these texts are real, well,
no. These text messages were part of some depositions that people at Fox have been giving in a lawsuit that's going on. So they're true, they're accurate, and they're part of the court record. So yeah, I mean, calling President Trump a demonic force is pretty hardcore.
Absolutely. Now, I just recently bought me the.
They do hear the HOV lanes.
My pillow thing for my bed, mattress topper.
Oh, did you get the 3-inch My Pillow mattress topper?
Yes, I did.
Oh, tell me about it.
Before I got it, I strained my shoulder working out, you know, trying to keep in shape and all that stuff, but I strained my shoulder, and when I got it, I put it on my bed, I put the sheets on it, and the first night I slept on it, my shoulder started to feel really better because, well, I was sleeping on that topper thing, you know, and
yeah,
that's you know, I mean, and you know, it's like wow. I was like, wow, that what they say about this thing is true, you know.
Yeah, well, you didn't believe me. You had to experience yourself. That's okay. You know, I've been sleeping on my 3-inch My Pillow mattress topper for almost 2 years now, and it's amazing. It really is. You get a rested full night's sleep like I've never experienced before. I had the My Pillow mattress topper. If you have an old mattress, mattresses are expensive. Get your 3-inch My Pillow mattress topper. The 3-inch My Pillow mattress topper, by the way, at mypillow.com is 40% off with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. Well, Mike, I'm glad you're sleeping better.
So easy to put on. It's not that hard to put on your bed, you know. Mm-hmm. You can do it with 2 fingers.
That's right. Hey, man, take care. Thanks for the call. Wow. Another satisfied My Pillow user. That's great. Yeah, 40% off the 3-inch My Pillow mattress topper when you use our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. All right, now I do want to talk a little bit about Mayor Pete. You know, Mayor Pete, now that they're demanding he show up, is definitely not going to show up unless he's ordered to by Biden, okay, which means Jill. Because you tell this guy what to do, and he really puts his foot down. And a lot of people forget Mayor Pete, when he was running in the Democrat primaries and he would get pressed in interviews and things like this, he has a temper. He does not like being questioned. If you question him and press him in the slightest, he goes from 0 to 60 in a second. I mean, I'm hoping he ends up showing up because these people are ticked and he will blow his stack. But here's the thing about Mayor Pete. Mayor Pete is not aware that he's incompetent. Do you understand this? Now, if you've listened to me for a long time, you may know the story of Mayor Pete, but I'm going to tell you real quick. Mayor Pete is an empty suit. He's an empty suit. He's completely vacuous. This is how he became who he is today, this incompetent idiot, right? Who has all these jobs and they just make big deals about it. They even made a movie about this joker. When he was in high school, he wrote a paper that was entered into a national contest, and it was a paper praising Bernie Sanders for being a socialist and standing up against the Democrat Party. And it was a contest that was being done by the Kennedy family. And Caroline Kennedy, this is when Mayor Pete was in high school. He won the national contest, And Carolyn Kennedy brought Pete Buttigieg to Massachusetts, to the Kennedy senator out there, and gave him the award. And he accepted it with Carolyn Kennedy and Ted Kennedy. And the Kennedy family took Mayor Pete under their wing and groomed him to be president one day. And if you look at his career, there's a lot of similarities to John Kerry and President Kennedy. He was in the Navy. John Kerry was in the Navy. Mayor Pete was in the Navy. They were both lieutenants in the Navy. President Kennedy was in the Navy and was a lieutenant. Now, the difference between Buttigieg didn't go to basic training. I've never heard of that before. I did not know you could get a commission in the service and not go through basic training. He didn't go through basic training. He got an automatic commission to lieutenant. And I think it was not JG, I think it was full lieutenant in the Navy. And then he spent a few weeks in the Green Zone in Afghanistan, and now he's a combat veteran, and he came here. He has been groomed by the Kennedys. He is a Kennedy. Not in name, not in blood, not in DNA, but he is under their wing, okay? And he's never done a thing in his life. Never. You know, when he was mayor of South Bend, there was an incident during the campaign. There was a officer-involved shooting of a very bad suspect. And that blew up in his face, and he didn't do anything. He finally showed up, and he was very rude to the family of the dead guy. But he has never done anything in his life. He's been handed jobs and positions through the Kennedy family while he's waiting for the next job. And in any job he's had, he's never done anything. But Mayor Pete is so arrogant, he doesn't know that. He thinks he's an accomplished, competent person. He's not aware of himself at all. So I'm really hoping Mayor Pete is forced to go to Ohio so we can watch him blow his stack at these people. He will lose his cool. And this, you know, a lot of people are saying that this may be the end of Mayor Pete's career. I would not be so sure about that. You understand, he is a Democrat, and he's gay. And Democrats do not apply standards to their people of accomplishment. What Democrat in a power position right now has any record of accomplishment? Can you think of one? Biden, Kamala, what have those two done combined in their whole careers? Not much. Mayor Pete's the same. They're a bunch of do-nothings. So Mayor Pete will ride this out, even if he leaves the transportation department. We've not seen, Mayor Pete's going to be with us like AOC for the rest of our lives. But people don't know about the Kennedy connection. That's something that's really been kept hidden. But they're still with him, and he has Kennedy protection. You understand? I mean, the Kennedys kill people, rape people, and nothing happens. So he's got the Kennedy immunity around him, Mayor Pete. He's part of the Kennedy clan. All right. We'll take our last break of the first hour. Call is on hold. Stand by. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
The cold, hard truth.
Yes, it's true.
6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
It's cataract surgery season. Middleman Eye Center is offering the next level experience in IV-free cataract surgery. New technology, new lenses, and a new office-based surgery experience awaits you. Contact Middleman Eye Center. Call or text 561-500-2020 or visit us on the web at middlemaneye.com to schedule or for more information.
You're a Florida homeowner. If you know the real estate is selling for the highest prices ever, with so many listing their house, you want your house to stand out above the rest and to get top dollar. That's where licensed real estate agent Elena Castro comes in. She's with Alexander Real Estate, has been in business since 1960.
Oh, man. Make sure you guys like the video. Less than a third of you have liked the video so far, so make sure you like the video, guys. That helps me out a lot, getting the word out about this channel.
Top negotiation talents. When you list your property with Elena Castro, she knows the right listing price to get you good offers.
Oh, man.
The offer you want, and if you're looking to buy, she can help you with that too. Give Elena Castro a call.
Well, thank you, Dale. I appreciate the compliment.
1515 954 478 1515.
seafood restaurant in Jupiter. You'll love our authentic New England seafood, flown in fresh from Boston. Come savor our award-winning lobster rolls and clam chowders. Absolutely delicious. This is the way seafood should be. So what are you waiting for? Come taste it for yourself. You will want to keep coming back for more at Chowderhead, located in the Driftwood Plaza on South US Highway 1 in Jupiter. Now 7 days a week. For reservations or orders, call.
No, they're definitely, the Kennedys are grooming him to be president. Yeah.
You put off buying new tires because you thought they were too expensive?
Absolutely.
Find friendly prices at Friendly Tire and Market.
That doesn't mean he's going to be president, but the Kennedys think he has a chance.
It's out the door and on the road because Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire or mount the tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock too, starting at just $30. Call for a quote right over the phone. 954-977.
Carolyn Kennedy, President Kennedy's daughter, is the one who picked him out.
That keep coming at Menace Couriers. She needs delivery drivers with the gift of punctuality. Indeed can help her
They might find a way to get him in the Senate, you know.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
We take on the social justice breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is
Ah, yes. I'm Brian. Callers on hold, stand by. Open phones today, 888-GO-KANE-1. I hope you have some interest in commenting on the topics I'm bringing up, but you don't have to. You can talk about anything and everything you have on your mind. Open phones on Friday. Open MAGA Mike Friday. I want to take a moment to tell you about my chiropractor, Dr. Philip Appleton. You know, he rid me of my years of suffering with my knee pain after my skateboard accident with just 2 treatments of his laser away pain system. It's amazing. My arthritis pain after 1 treatment, gone. And you know, the cool thing about it is the pain, my arthritis pain, my knee pain, have not returned. I'm still pain-free. You know, on the cruise a couple weeks ago, I made this really cool video that's part of my vlog on it. A bunch of people in our group were dancing around in a circle, and there was one person in our group in the center, and I saw them, and I ran down the stairs and slid on my knees and made this video on the floor of going around in a circle. If you've seen the video, you've seen it. Yeah, I thought after I did that, I was in big trouble because of my knee. I would not have been able to do that if it were not for Dr. Appleton and his laser away pain treatment. And I thought the next day I was going to be hurting because I did this crazy thing on my knee there on the dance floor. No. It's amazing. Now, his laser away pain system works on more than just the ailments I've had. It works on all kinds of things. Arthritis, hip pain, knee pain, lumbar, muscular contraction, sciatica, strains and sprains, tinnitus, tennis elbow, neck pain, back pain, all kinds of other things too. If you're in pain, stop suffering. Call Dr. Appleton and talk to him about his laser away pain treatment. Now, listen, make sure you mention you heard about him on the radio. And no appointments are necessary and walk-ins are welcome. He's also open on Saturdays. Same applies. No appointments necessary, walk-ins are welcome, even on Saturday. Give him a call, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonChiro.com. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. This is Bill from Sanford.
Oh, yeah, George Zimmerman's neighbor from Sanford. How's George Zimmerman doing?
Oh, I don't know. I lost track of him.
Yeah. What's on your mind?
Question on Tucker. He confuses me. I don't know where he stands on a lot of issues politically because he doesn't come out and endorse anybody. But that comment that you're talking about, was that made on January 6th?
Some were before, some were after.
Confusing. Well, look at Kevin McCarthy and what how he did and said, and now we're...
Well, yeah, but Kevin McCarthy... Okay, see, Kevin McCarthy is a never-Trumper, but he's under the control of Trump right now. He wants that speaker's job. He got it. Trump got it for him, and Trump can take it away. So, he's useful to us. But Tucker Carlson, what I'm picking up from Tucker is that he tells his viewers what he thinks they want to hear and see on his television show, but off the air he hates us.
Well, I don't know about that. I go morely for the information part of his show, which is far better.
That's true.
On Fox.
I'm not saying that is true, but to call President Trump a demonic force is pretty hardcore.
That's pretty low. That's pretty low. That's going beyond the boundaries, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very revealing.
I just hope that it just happened to be said at the time when everything was confusing.
Well, I was never confused. I mean, I knew President Trump did no wrong. You didn't hear me calling Trump names like that.
Were.
Yeah.
They didn't know what truly happened. They still don't know or won't.
Well, a lot of people, Tucker has a house down the street from Mar-a-Lago here in Palm Beach, Florida. And during COVID, Tucker didn't think that Donald Trump was handling it properly. And he got in his car unannounced, didn't even call ahead, and drove to Mar-a-Lago and asked to see President Trump to set him straight on his COVID response. Trump let him in and met with him. But, that tells you where his head is at.
Well, I still think he's the best on Fox as far as.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely. But the.
Really enjoy your show. I watch it every day. But you know what happened? I lost my ability to chat. I don't know what happened.
What's your name on YouTube? YouTube?
Bill Jacobs.
All right, send me a DM on Twitter, and I'll look into it and see if I can figure it out.
How to do that? 80 Thursday.
Oh, happy birthday!
Well, thank you. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know if you.
If I can remember, I'll look and see if I can fix it.
I used to chat with Rome and Vikings and Jeff from Maine and.
But you can still watch me on YouTube. You just can't chat.
Yeah, it doesn't work. But I watch another conservative radio at noon to 3, and I can chat on that.
All right. Well, I'll take a look.
Because Rome just made a comment about hasn't seen me.
Okay. I'll look into it over the weekend and tell George Zimmerman up in Sanford that I said hi. Not that he knows who I am. Good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm sorry. I'm Sue. I'm calling from Griffin, Georgia.
All right, Sue in Georgia. What's up?
All right. I just moved here recently and take care of my mom. Been watching you. Love y'all. Thank you so much. A lot of us, I got a call from a neighbor yesterday. She says, start praying 2 Chronicles 7:14 at 7:14 a.m. and 7:14 p.m. The verse says, and my people who are called by my name humble, and if my people who are called by my name humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and forgive their sins and will heal their land.
This is Helen
Lord,
too.
I pray in Jesus' name our land be healed and we stand strong. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Please, 2 Chronicles 7:14. Pray it at 7:14 a.m. and 7 p.m.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. All right. Well, it is open phones. Yes, we'll tell people to do that. All right. 1-888-GO-KANE1 is our number. 888-465-2631. And the next hour, I'm going to bring up some other topics I haven't touched on yet. But I don't want you guys to misunderstand what I'm saying about Tucker. I'm not saying that his show is the best on Fox and the best in cable news, and he does cover a lot of great things over there, okay? But the question is he just telling us what we want to hear so that he can stay number one? He has the highest rated show in the history of cable television, cable news. And that's amazing. His ratings are higher than Bill O'Reilly or even Larry King. And, you know, when he took over from Megyn Kelly, it was very surprising to people that the ratings went up. They thought they were going to go in decline, and they went up with Tucker Carlson. And Megyn Kelly was using sex to get people to watch. She had a desk. When she was on Fox, Megyn Kelly had a desk that was plexiglass. You guys remember this? I used to talk about it at the time. I couldn't believe she would do this. So you could see everything under the desk, and, you know, people would watch, not me, but one of the keys to her rating success is people were hoping they'd get a Basic Instinct Sharon Stone view. And she was using that transparent desk to try to get guys to watch. And it probably worked. But when Tucker Carlson came on, that is not a joke, what I just shared with you, by the way. I know it sounds like it would be a joke. It is not a joke. That is true. And if you think about it, you may remember or go back and find some of those shows. But when his ratings went up when he replaced her, that was really shocking. Did you see this video online? I know it's probably on television, of the woman in the gym in her complex, and the guy tried to rape her. You know, I talk about this a lot. You know, I drive into work early in the morning, and there are joggers all over the place. And I see women jogging by themselves. Women should not be out by themselves jogging or exercising alone in gyms. It's not safe. You know, the way that story is being reported, though, is a little off. She did not fight the attacker off. He gave up. He gave up. And what happens a lot of times, these women are in peak physical condition, but they're still not as strong as a man. And she got very, very lucky. You have to resist, and she did the right thing. But she didn't win a fight with that guy in that gym video. He just gave up, you know. And they did arrest the guy a day later or something like that. But women should not be working out alone in public gyms like that where there's no one else, and you should not be jogging alone. And I don't mean with other women. You need to have a man there. And, you know, feminism, where women got all independent, has caused so much death, destruction, and assault against women. A couple years back, I was watching a documentary on Netflix of Bundy. And they were interviewing these serial killer experts. And they said there was a rise in serial killers in the early 1970s because of feminism. Women in the 70s started traveling alone. They started going out alone without being escorted by a man, which made them easier to victimize. And, you know, liberalism has gotten a lot of women killed and raped and beaten. Women, you know, I'm sorry. I don't care what kind of physical condition you're in, you're not as strong as a man. And I'm not saying that a woman, you know, like these women boxers could kick my butt. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying this woman couldn't whip me. She's in very good shape. But it's not safe. And this I am woman, hear me roar, and I'm independent, and I don't need a man, is taking your life in your hands. You know, you look at these college rapes. A lot of that is two reasons, right? One is what I'm saying. Girls are out alone at parties. They shouldn't be in there drinking. Women need to be escorted. And that's it. And when you go to the gym, don't walk to the parking lot by yourself, even if you're in a public gym. Women need escorts to be safe. And that's not sexist. That's just a reality. Liberalism and feminism is getting women killed, raped, and beaten. And it has been for 50 years, I'm here to tell you. All right. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Call us on hold, stand by. 1 hour down. We'll take our break for the top of the hour, come back, take some more calls, and I got a lot more to get into as well. We've only just begun, people. It's Friday. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. We'll be back with hour number 2 after this. Okay, I'm going to get, after the break, you guys get a little sneak peek. I'm going to get into this story that's being floated around that George Soros has endorsed Ron DeSantis. Have you seen this story? It's all over the place. I want to go through this because it has to be discussed. The way that it's being promoted is just not good. No. It's not an endorsement of DeSantis, and it's being sold that way, and I don't appreciate it. Yeah, no, it's not an endorsement. You know, we got to hold our conservatives in check, just like we do the liberals. We don't want to become liberals and twist things, you know. No, it's not right. By the way, less than half of you have liked the video. Please like the video. That helps me so much, guys. When you like the video, that YouTube algorithm will recommend this video and other videos of mine to people that have not found my channel, and that helps the channel grow. That's why I always ask you guys, please like the video. It also helps when you subscribe and click the notification bell too. But liking the video is takes the least effort for you to do. Who has a Trumpy bear, by the way, other than me? Oh, yeah. Any men who have a Trumpy bear? After what gets out? The Trumpy bear? Oh, you talking about Tucker? Oh, and this gets out? Well, who's going to report it? Fox? I don't think so. You have a Trumpy bear, Rob? Yeah, Trumpy bear's awesome. Women really should go to gyms where there aren't men if they don't want to be looked at and gawked at. I mean, let me ask you, the women at the gyms, do they want men checking them out or not? Yes or no? I mean, aren't there gyms you can go to that are female?
per year. Funds available on a first-come, first-served basis. Rebate programs for low or moderate income families up to $150,000.
No, they don't.
$15,000 per year. This is huge.
I think it's a mix.
Up to $2,800 available. Hybrid hot water heaters up to $3,750 available. AC units up to $10,000 available. Electric panel upgrades up to $6,600. And after we reduce your home consumption,
yeah, I got a lot of topics I got to touch on today.
Rebate money of $4,000 to $8,000 if you qualify. To find out how much you qualify for, call me 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or go to cutmykilowatts.com and fill out the form.
By now, you know that sound. It's the sound of the Home Depot. But what about those sounds? Those are the sounds of a new Samsung laundry set with extra large.
Yeah, no, it's not accurate. There's a story being floated around that George Soros endorsed DeSantis. It's not true. I'm going to read through the whole thing. I almost made it my thumbnail, but I didn't want people to just see the thumbnail and not watch the show and get the impression that Soros had endorsed DeSantis.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, welcome back, one and all. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Open phones on Friday. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. Any and everything you have on your mind is fair game on Friday's program at 1-888-GO-KANE1. All right. You know, there's this great MAGA divide that people have been trying to cause between Trump and DeSantis. I think we kind of settled that this week on the program. You know, I was talking earlier this week that last weekend, Ron DeSantis spoke at Trump's Miami resort, Trump Doral, and Trump spoke there too. And I think we now have some strong proof that DeSantis and Trump are running together. You know, and I'm not saying as running mates because being from the same state, there's a lot of complications to that. I don't think it's possible, but they're working together, no doubt about it, in the 2024 campaign based on this Trump Doral appearance last week. We talked quite a bit about it, and Richie the bus driver made a great point. Trump needs a primary. He needs a lot of primary opponents so he gets those debates that are on television that he didn't get last time. You know, so a lot of people out there, though, are still promoting this MAGA divide. And there's a story that's being put out by conservative media that just is not true. And I saw it in the Gateway Pundit, and it's being reported elsewhere. Here's the headline. The Kiss of Death. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis endorsed by George Soros. Come on. Come on. Now, when I read that headline, I knew immediately that is total BS. Okay, but they put the headline out there, and people are talking about it. And it's really upsetting that I love the Gateway Pundit. It's my go-to news source. But, hey, listen, you know, no one's perfect. People make mistakes. Everybody has those days, right? Remember Hannah Montana? So let me go through this story and get, you know, an accurate read on what George Soros said. George Soros did talk about Governor DeSantis. That is true. But I would not consider this an endorsement. So here's the story in the Gateway Pundit. Florida Governor DeSantis just received the kiss of death. George Soros has endorsed DeSantis for 2024. This could not be worse for DeSantis, the Gateway Pundit writes. When the devil likes you, you might be doing something wrong. George Soros, now, you know, he's a big villain. This is what George Soros said. George Soros said of Governor DeSantis, DeSantis is shrewd, ruthless, and ambitious. He's likely to be the Republican candidate. Then George Soros went on to say, my hope for 2024 is that Trump and Governor DeSantis of Florida will slug it out for the Republican nomination. This is Soros talking. Trump has turned into a pitiful figure, continually mourning. Big Republican donors are abandoning him in droves. DeSantis is shrewd, ruthless, and ambitious. He's likely to be the Republican candidate. That's what George Soros said. That is not an endorsement. What George Soros is saying is that DeSantis challenging Trump would be destructive for the Republican Party, and that if DeSantis came through that, if he put a serious challenge to Trump and they got nasty and he got the nomination, he wouldn't be able to win. He wants DeSantis to challenge Trump, not because he supports him or is endorsing him. He sees that as the best path for the Democrats to win in 2024. It is not an endorsement. And I know a lot of conservatives are circulating this around because a lot of MAGA people have left Trump. I don't understand, but they have, and they are pushing DeSantis. They're working with these Lincoln Project people. They don't even know it. But this is not an endorsement by George Soros. You know, it's like a lot of times we want certain people to run because it would be destructive. You know, this is true. I mean, no, this is, you know, we got to be careful. We've got to hold our conservative media to the same standards we hold the liberal press to. All right, let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug.
First thing I'd like to say, man, that Tucker Carlson had me fooled. I always thought Tucker might be independent thinker, but I never thought he was a never Trumper. And apparently he is, man. I'm done with him now. As soon as I find somebody that disloyal, and on the other side, I have no.
So wait, okay. So for those that are just tuning in, in some depositions, Fox News facing some lawsuits, and some depositions, text messages from his producer were entered into the court records. And in those text messages, after January 6th, Tucker Carlson said that Donald Trump is a demonic force who destroys everything. And I'm asking the question, is Tucker Carlson just telling MAGA people what they want to hear on his TV show so he can be #1 in cable news, but he hates Trump and hates us all in private? So you think he hates Trump and hates us all in private?
Yes, apparently. I mean, unless he was just kidding around or something, who knows?
No.
What do you have to say about that? But, it certainly sounds really bad for him, in my opinion. So, he says good things about what we like, but if he's a phony, I can't take phony.
Well, Tucker Carlson, it would not be unusual for Tucker Carlson to go on the air tonight. This story is breaking today. It's in multiple sources. It would not be surprising for me if Tucker Carlson went on television tonight and addressed it directly.
I'd like to hear what he's going to say. I'll listen to him one more night to see if he says something.
Well, what if he said it was after January 6th, I was upset, things were happening, I didn't know what was going on, and I said some things that I regret saying, I don't feel that way. Would you accept the apology?
It's a tough one. I will accept his apology, but I'll always keep an eye on him, thinking that he's a never Trumper. I don't listen that much. I listen to Eric Bowen a lot more than him now, because I'm just done with Fox. Because
yeah, you're not alone. All right, Doug, take care. Thanks for the call. All right, there's only one opening on our board where Doug was at. If you're on hold, stand by. Phone's very busy today, and it is open phones. I hope you're interested in commenting on the topics I'm bringing up, because I think I brought up some good stuff. But again, you can talk about anything and everything you have on your mind at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. If you miss a portion of the show, every day about an hour after we go off the air, the entire show is uploaded and archived forever on our radio station website, TrueOldiesFLA.com. TrueOldiesFLA.com. Maybe you called in like Doug and you want to hear your call or download your call to play to your friends. You can do all that. TrueOldiesFLA.com. All right, we'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show.
Be right back, guys. I drank a lot of water this morning. Be right back. Oh, man. Yeah, if he responds to it, even if you don't watch, you'll know about it. That's true, Freedom Soup.
It's not necessary, and walk-ins are welcome. 954-973-0710.
Every line on the board's lit. I'm just resting my voice a little bit. I talk so much, the radio, podcasting, I got to record all these commercials you hear. So I talk every once in a while. I got to rest my mouth. I tell people sometimes that my mouth gets more exercise than a street walking prostitute. I'm talking so much. I know it's a little crude, but it's true. Oh, that'd be amazing, Bruce. I'd be so excited. Are you kidding? Indeed. All right, welcome back, one and all. Do you or someone you know and love suffer from neuropathy? Oh, man, if you or someone you know have neuropathy, you know what it's like. It's a living torture, and the doctors tell you there's no treatment. The symptoms make life just really unbearable, and if you know someone with neuropathy or you have it yourself, you know what I'm talking about. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in the hands and feet, loss of balance, dizziness, muscle weakness, muscle twitching, the feeling of pins and needles, which is very painful in the hands and feet. Some have no sensation at all. And doctors will tell you there's no treatment. Steve went through this. He went to all kinds of doctors, including a specialist, a neurologist, and they said, no, that's your life now, neuropathy. Learn to live with it. And we found Lighthouse Medical in Pompano. They have a treatment for neuropathy that works, and they rid Steve of all of those terrible, torturous symptoms of neuropathy. Lighthouse Medical in Pompano, by the way, has been in practice for 71 years. 71 years with the same family. Is that amazing? That says a lot about their credibility, no doubt about it. Now listen, if you can't make it to Pompano and you need help from your neuropathy symptoms, give them a call. Even if you can't make it in, they very well can help you, all right? Here's their number. When you call, make sure you tell them that you heard about them on the radio. You got to tell them you heard about it on the radio so you get that no-charge consultation. Here's the number, 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642, and online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com, and say bye-bye to your neuropathy symptoms. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Richie. Good morning.
Hey, Richie.
Listen, I'm going to say some things that I see you're in a very good mood this morning, so I don't want to take your mood off. It's about Tucker Carlson, okay? Tucker Carlson's worked his whole life to get credibility, okay? I mean, he has worked very hard to work his way up to where he is today, okay? Fox News, if it wasn't for Fox News being all in on President Trump, and I know everyone listening is going to agree with this one, if they want first time, okay?
That's not true. They stopped carrying his rallies before the campaign really heated up. Yeah. The first time they stopped carrying his rallies.
Look at Giuliani. Giuliani's reputation from Mr. Mayor,
Yeah, but Richie, this was a private conversation he had. Okay, that off the air when he said Donald Trump is a demonic force that destroys everything. That was in a private conversation. So that's pretty hardcore.
Right from President Trump's voice, and it's going to get around to you. Okay, President Trump says I have followers that I could go to.
I know. Don't say it. Don't say it. We know. I know what he said. Everybody knows, but don't say it.
So the deal with you is, and you've made this a career move, and you've been very.
Yeah.
To the point where you got the Trumpy bear back to you.
That's right.
When you hear the word Trump, you hear, but you're not objective at all. But
no, I'm not. I'm not objective. No, I'm not.
To me, it's Trump as a human being. We both vote for Trump. I'm a Trump.
Listen, there was only one man who was perfect. I mean, Trump isn't Jesus, but he's the most perfect politician we've ever had.
Yeah, but there are you can't tell me that mistakes haven't been made by the great President Trump. You keep saying, name me one mistake. You know mistakes have been made by him. I guarantee you.
Oh, so you think, okay, so you think I'm a liar. You think I lie and misrepresent. You think, you know.
A liar at all. I think your objectivity, as far as I'm concerned, is not there. Because you're not objective when it comes to him. You'll never, if somebody comes up with a factual statement against President Trump, you go. To me, it's not either. You're either a Trump guy or you're not a Trump guy. You're either hot or cold in your world, and I believe there's warm. I'm sorry to say that. I mean, I appreciate you.
No, see, President Trump is he's not just some guy who runs for office. He's a Martin Luther King-like figure. And what I mean by that, he's very much like he's a civil rights leader, is what Donald Trump is. The MAGA movement is a civil rights movement to take our country back and give it to the people, take it away from the donors and these foreign interests and these Washington insiders like Vindman and Biden and all these creeps. He's a civil rights leader who has, this is not like a regular presidential race, okay? And I don't think most people view President Trump as I do, as a civil rights leader.
Well, you're verifying that to me because it makes a lot of sense. Because right now, look what we got in the White House.
I mean, during Martin Luther King's period, right, when he was leading the civil rights movement, I wouldn't have been criticizing Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was doing something that had a big picture larger than most people could see. Just like President Trump. Look at what's going on here. I'll give you an example, Richie. Biden came out yesterday and claimed that these balloons were not Chinese, but private balloons. One of them's the one over at Yukon. Really? They sent up U.S. fighter jets and they launched missiles at $12 balloons? I don't believe any of that. I think that's complete lies that they gave us yesterday in that press conference. They wouldn't have sent up the Air Force to shoot them down if it was just some guys with some $12 balloons they ordered on Amazon. But look at how bad things are with this control over the government we have by donors and foreign interest. And President Trump is the MAGA movement, which will continue long after President Trump's second term, is about giving the country back to the people from the donors and the special interest. And that's why that's why he should not be challenged nor criticized. This is not just a presidential campaign. This is something much bigger.
See, you're kind. You say the donors, and I say the communists.
Well, it's a bunch of people. It's China, it's Iran, it's Saudi Arabia, it's the military-industrial complex. I'll tell you, it was not an accident that Biden left everything behind in Afghanistan. Everything that was left behind had to be replaced. The military-industrial complex donors got to sell everything to us again. You understand what I'm saying? Look at what's going on in Ukraine. Everything is about donors and special interests, not about the people. And that's why Donald Trump is beyond criticism. I don't think he's done anything to criticize, but it's a much bigger picture here.
Sure. Somebody said something, I forgot who it was. They said, under President Biden, what have we had for the last 2 years? We've given Black Hawks to the Taliban, and we've fired American workers.
Correct.
Injection.
The people, think about it. We gave Afghanistan back to the people that knocked down the buildings. I mean, come on. All right, Richie, I got to run. Very good call. Very good call from Richie today. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll take our bottom of the hour break, come back with more calls. Richie's calls have been very good all week, by the way, which is very unusual. Every call Richie has made in the last week has been spectacular. I'll give him that. Sometimes I don't like his calls because I don't think they're that good. This week, his calls have been spectacular, and he's brought up some good things. And am I the only one that views what President Trump is doing as part of a movement, a civil rights movement? I think it is. I think he's a civil rights leader, President Trump. All right. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. We'll take our bottom of the hour break. Every line on the board lit, so if you're on hold, stand by. We'll take our break and be back after this.
Making morning radio great again.
I think you're gonna really love it.
Yes or no? Do you believe that these are not Chinese balloons, $12 balloons? Yes or no? Put up by just some individuals or companies? Come on. I don't believe that. I can't believe that they came out with that BS. Mm-mm. No. Guys, there's over 1,000 people in the chat and only around 500 have liked the video. Please like the video. That helps me so much, guys. Where's everyone at? Tell me where you're at. What state? What country? Where are you located? Just out of curiosity. I haven't asked that in a long time. I'm, of course, in Ron DeSantis' free Florida. Ohio, New York, Nashville, Tennessee. Awesome. Nevada, Texas, baby, Michigan, Rome, Wisconsin, of course, New York State, Tennessee, Illinois, Seattle, Miami, Sanford, North Carolina, Connecticut, Ohio, Massachusetts, the People's Republic of Massachusetts, Kansas. Wow, people are all spread out. Oregon, Maine, Chattanooga. Wow, it's going by so fast. Virginia. Is that Clewiston, Florida, Deanna? Never seen the abbreviation for Clewiston before. Portugal. Welcome, Portugal. Colorado. Queens, New York. Idaho. Port St. Lucie, Florida, right up the street. Seattle, Washington. That's right behind enemy lines. Southwest Pennsylvania, Texas, a lot of Texas. Cape Cod. Wow. Fort Lauderdale, that's right, that's where I grew up. Australia, welcome Australia. Manitoba, Canada. Newport Richey, right up the street. Rhode Island, that's where I was born, Rhode Island. Ohio, yeah. Stewart, Florida, right up the street. Wow, Clearwater. Oh, it's the abbreviation for Clearwater. Okay, I thought maybe Clewiston. I've never seen that abbreviation before. Western Massachusetts, New Jersey, Flint, Michigan, Largo, Philly, Seattle. Got a lot of people in Seattle. Nebraska. Oh, man. I need the weekend off. But I'm going to be busy this weekend. I'll probably be on YouTube over the weekend, guys, so make sure you got the notifications. I have a plan I'm going to try to do. I'm not going to tell you what it is in case I can't go through with it, because I got a lot going on. But, well, if I can, so make sure you got the notifications clicked. I'm going to live stream from Mar-a-Lago this weekend if I can. I got a lot going on. Would you guys like to see me live stream from Mar-a-Lago? I'm not 100%, I can get a way to do it. But if I can, I will. Okay. I haven't done that in a while. I haven't been up to Mar-a-Lago live streaming in quite some time. I don't know if I'll do it in the morning and drive there, or later in the day and ride the MAGA scooter. I haven't been riding the MAGA scooter too much. I've been so busy. Well, I got my new copy of Art of the Deal. I could sit along the water in front of Mar-a-Lago and read Art of the Deal. Oh yeah. I wouldn't get very far if I did that. I haven't taken the MAGA scooter on a long ride in quite a while. Well, click the notification bell. Because next week, I got a lot to do around the house this weekend, because next weekend I'm going out of town. So, I got a busy weekend at home. It's red. I want a bright scooter so people can see me. Yes, yes. Welcome back, one and all. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Celebrating 46 years on the radio this year, the Steve Kane Show. Long time, huh? That's right. Oh, man. All right, every line on our board is lit. It is open phones on Friday. We call it Open MAGA Mic Friday. I didn't come up with that. One of our listeners, Christine, in Pennsylvania, came up with Open MAGA Mic Friday. I like that. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. And Open MAGA Mic Friday means you can bring up anything and everything you have on your mind on Friday's show. You're not limited to the very interesting and newsworthy subjects that I'm bringing up. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning. I hear myself.
Hello.
Hey, welcome. What's on your mind?
How you doing? I want to talk about Tucker and our president.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if he's still our president. You know, he has a job to do, but from a loyalty standpoint, a lot of, and that's not just Tucker, a lot of Republicans aren't very loyal. And I don't know if they become stagnated, the parties become stagnated, or it's just easier just to run and when Donald Trump is down, to step on him like everyone else. Because society, that's what we do. When we have a great leader, we decide we're just going to step on them and go with the flow. And I don't know if that's the case, the reason why everyone's talking about Ron DeSantis, because it seems like DeSantis is just a carbon copy of Donald Trump. It seems like we talk about puppeteers on the Democratic side, but it seems like we got puppeteers on the Republican side, because everything he says, everything he's been doing is what Donald Trump has told him to do. And it's crazy that he's so disloyal, or the people that were following Donald Trump is so disloyal to jump on his bandwagon. If you really want someone like Donald Trump, you might as well stick with Donald Trump. And that's all I really have to say.
No, I agree with that, you know, and I am proud to say that I am not objective. I will never criticize Donald Trump nor disagree with him. Not that he's done something I disagree with or I think he should be criticized and I'm keeping it secret. You'll never hear it. And the thing about Tucker Carlson is it seems like he's very two-faced. It seems like he despises his viewers that have made him number one in the history of cable news, and that's not good. I love our listeners. You know, even the ones that hate me, I love all of you. You know, you guys support our program here. You support our content. You support our radio station and everything, and that's awesome. Even the jerks that give me a hard time, I love you all. And Tucker Carlson hates the people that have made him number one.
I think the Republican Party really needs to understand they need new blood, individuals with the same mindset that Donald Trump has taught us, and it's going to take years to get America back where it needs to be. Donald Trump can't do it by himself, and that's why we kind of didn't do well in the midterm, because we need new blood and new ideas, and we need those young people with the young legs out there pushing Donald Trump's agenda to make America. But
you know what, though? You know, listen, I've been going to Republican events for a long time, you know, long before Trump came down the escalator. And since Trump came down the escalator, you see different groups. First, you go to the rally. It is so racially diverse at Trump rallies. Before Trump, they were pretty much all white. And if you saw a black person there, they were usually a speaker who would tell you how they escaped the Democrat plantation, and it was unusual. Now, I feel like a minority as a white guy when I go to a Trump rally. The other thing is the young people that used to, before Trump, young people that were Republicans, they all looked like Ben Shapiro. They wore penny loafers and khakis and shirts and ties, like Michael Keaton from Family Ties. Now what do you got? You got cool kids and you got hot girls, you know, which you never had before. And Donald Trump has reshaped the demographic of the Republican Party in ways that he's never credited for, because you know, Republicans before were like Tucker Carlson back when he wore the bow ties. He's made being a Republican cool.
You know what? I agree with what you said earlier before the break about him being a civil rights advocate, because I really believe in that. You know, before Donald Trump got here, being a man in America was feeling, you had to hide masculinity. They were teaching kids, and I was in high school and in college and even in the military, they're teaching, you know, being masculine is toxic. And he taught us that being a man's man, is the right thing to do. You can get your hands dirty. You don't go with your wives and your girlfriends to get your nails done. You don't do certain things. You don't have, you know what I mean? Like, he made us as men that we can still be men in America. And that's the movement. That's what it needs. Leaders need to be leaders. Just like you said earlier about 30 minutes ago about women needing to be escorted. That's true. And some of these women act like men. That's why I kind of believe that the governor of Arizona, she did lose. Why she lost? Because you can have the mindset, but you still need to be a woman.
Yeah.
Or not. We don't, as men, we don't want alpha women. You can't be.
Oh, you think? Oh, okay. You think Carrie? You think Carrie Lake's too much like a man?
She's too much. She's too alpha. I wouldn't have voted for her either.
Wow.
I don't want anyone taking my spot.
That's an interesting point.
You can have the message. You can say, okay, well, close the borders. You can have the message of individuals, you know, working and not being on Section 8. You can have those mindsets. You can have the economical conservative mindset. But what you can't go out there and do is be raw in everyone's face. And that's what I believe. She should have had a softer tone. A soft, feminine.
Well, Carrie Lake, okay. You know, I know Carrie Lake a little bit, okay? I had her as a guest on my podcast before she was famous, when she first left the local news job before she got nationally famous. So I know her a little bit, and my wife text messages with her on occasion, just, you know, chit-chatting. So, but Carrie Lake made one big mistake. She gave, when she was running, she was on television, and she told John McCain voters don't vote for her. Well, that's every Republican in Arizona over the age of 35. You know, they voted for John McCain, and she should not have gone out and told the McCain Republicans not to vote for her. That was a big mistake. She made some other mistakes too, but you know, she's new to politics. You know.
It's like she was talking to the disloyal Republican voters.
Yeah.
To what the purpose is. So I understood what she was meaning.
Yeah, but a lot of people didn't. Yeah, that's correct. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. You're a very good caller, and well, you're always welcome to call in. Yeah, you know, he's right on the money. You know, you can be a strong woman and still be a woman, I think is what the caller's saying. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Lisa from Pompano.
Hey, Lisa.
I just wanted to say, I've been listening to you for about 7 years now, and everything's going crazy in the world right now, and we can't, like, put them down. I just want to ask you, when Donald Trump becomes president again, as a VP?
Yeah, I don't care, you know. I'll tell you, I know, I mean, obviously in my dream world, DeSantis, that's not possible, but no one votes for a president because of who the vice president is. Well, I shouldn't say I don't care. I mean, let me take that back. Whoever Trump's VP is has a very good chance of being the second MAGA president in 2028. A vice president's got a good shoot. So I shouldn't say I don't care. I shouldn't say that because it is important. Unfortunately, it cannot be DeSantis because they're both Florida residents, and if you have two people from the same state, they can't get the electoral votes in the Electoral College, and we have a lot of those in Florida. So it cannot be. My dream would be DeSantis, but I don't have a number two.
But then when I don't want to lose DeSantis, but you know.
We're going to lose him 2 years after that anyway.
Anyways, I just also want to say, because I'm fortunate enough to live in Pompano Beach, I go to Anne Marie's. Actually, I have them deliver a lot. I'm just telling you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because you never mention it. The Jerry bankrolls, you got to get them.
Jerry's bankrolls are amazing, and I've had them many times, and they are. I don't know how to do. Yeah, I do on occasion, but I don't think people. I guess people don't know what they are. But let me tell you, Jerry's bankrolls are amazing.
the cheese I can get with the pepperoni. I usually always do this.
I get it with the pepperoni.
What?
I get the Jerry's Bank Rolls with the pepperoni usually.
And I get one with the spinach. But anyways, and my husband always gets the lobster ravioli, the whole thing. We have it delivered because we're close by. And but the other thing is, if you live in the area, when they deliver things, you get. I mentioned this before. When the pizza box comes, because we always get pizza too, because we have neighbors come up, we order a lot, and you work.
Oh, we just lost the caller. I'm sorry about that. The line went dead, caller. I'm sorry. But I'll tell you this. She's right on the money. If you live in the area, they do deliver Anne Marie's. Anne Marie's is in Pompano on the northwest corner of US 1 Federal Highway and Copans Road in the same plaza as the movie theater. And the Jerry's Bank Rolls are out of this world. They are very, very good. Everything at Anne Marie's is great. Everything is homemade. With Grandma's recipes and Grandma's right in the kitchen. You know, on the weekends, they have music in the evenings, and they also have a wine club. So they have great wines over there. So if you want to have a romantic Italian homemade dinner on the weekends, Anne Marie's is the place to go. All right, there's only one opening on our board. Our number 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you are calling us from. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Rob from California.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, I just want to say something. Last week you said I have a unique voice, and I appreciate that. But I want to let you and your listeners know, because I've been accused of being drunk before.
Drunk?
Cerebral palsy.
Okay.
That.
I can tell you're not drunk.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate that, Brian. Really appreciate that. And that George Soros story is a joke. I mean, that's got to be an early April Fool's joke or something.
No, he said it, but it was not an endorsement. Hey, listen, I got to run, Rob, but appreciate the call, and no, I don't think you're intoxicated. I know you got a disability. All right, listen, we're going to, okay, well, thank you. All right, listen, we're going to take our break. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
All right, and we're back. And on the line from the Siegel Law Group is attorney Barry Siegel. And Barry, before you get started with what you have on your mind, I saw a story in the news this morning that relates to what you do. Remember a couple weeks back, Lisa Marie Presley unexpectedly died, right? Elvis's daughter. I'm sure you saw that, Barry. It was all, everybody's seen it. And I'm reading this morning that Priscilla Presley and her granddaughter, Lisa Marie's daughter, Elvis's granddaughter, are not speaking, and they're having an argument over the will. And I was shocked that Lisa Marie, who's got that Elvis Presley inheritance, had a simple will, and it's throwing everything into chaos.
Well, I mean, this is just another example of the many situations that we hear all the time when celebrities pass, that they don't have their planning in place, or it's not done right, or they leave it set up in a way that's going to cause problems down the road and leave a mess for their family down the road, and even cause relationships to go downhill, like you just mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
The case with Lisa Marie Presley, the story had been that she had done a trust amendment in 2016, removing her mother Priscilla and her business manager, who were co-trustees. And by the way, the business manager, the former business manager, happened to be named Barry Siegel.
Oh my goodness, I didn't read that far into the story. I would have thought that was you. I would have called you and said, wow, Barry.
Yeah, so that's why it's so important to make sure that you have an up-to-date estate plan. And that's what I was going to talk about today, is here we are on the backside of February already, and a lot of people had
New Year's resolutions to make sure that they take care of their estate plan, update it, get one done, so they don't leave a mess like this behind for their family. And if we're already on the backside of February and you haven't done it yet, then really, what are you waiting for? And that's why some people will just pick up the phone and call and make an appointment and come in for their free consultation. But some people want to have the opportunity to attend a workshop, to be able to sit back, not feel like they're not be in a one-on-one situation, and just listen, learn, get to decide if they feel comfortable with the information and with us. And that's what we're doing on the first one that we're going to be doing this year is coming right up on February 21st in the afternoon at 2 p.m. at our new Boca Raton location on Military Trail in Boca Raton. And we still have some seats available. And for those who attend and those who want to come in and see how the information applies to them and their situation, they will get a discount certificate for attending. So
wow.
If you are interested, please call our office and schedule.
Yeah, and when you go to one of Barry Siegel's workshops, especially now that it's in his new office, you have access to the attorney Barry Siegel, and his expert staff are there, and you can ask them questions and everything else, and it's a very informative. Plus, this discount you're going to get on your services. And this thing about trust we started with Elvis Presley's family. Trusts are not just for rich people. They are for rich people, but I think Barry, middle class people need the trust because they have less to give away to the probate, right? So trusts are not just for rich people. They're for working people, middle class people too. Give the Siegel Law Group a call. Remember, it's always a no-charge consultation with the Siegel Law Group. If you mention you heard Barry on the radio, online at siegellawgroup.com, and the number 855-FLA 3782. 855-FLA 3782. That's 855-FLA 3782. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, we'll talk next week. Have a great weekend. All right, back after this.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on.
All right, we are back. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Florida's longest-running radio show, celebrating 46 years on the radio this year. I have with me in studio today an honored guest, Trumpy Bear. If you watch me on YouTube, you can see Trumpy Bear sitting right behind me. And I love my... this is the original Trumpy Bear. My wife bought me this Trumpy Bear when Trumpy Bear first came out. It's pretty cool. And I know I'm not the only man with a Trumpy Bear. Okay? I know a lot of guys when we were on the cruise... And, we had a little too much to drink. There were some guys revealing their Trumpy Bear stories, that they had Trumpy Bears too. I'm not the only man with a Trumpy Bear. That's right. And I proudly walk around with that Trumpy Bear. Before I get into the new stuff, I just want to mention another couple things about this environmental disaster in Ohio. Listen. I'm going to tell you, what's going on here, I know a lot of you won't like me saying this, but that's okay. The last thing you want to do when you're doing a radio show is upset people in the audience, right? No, of course, that's the first thing you want to do. But no, some of my conservative MAGA friends won't like me hearing this. The neglect of the cleanup in Ohio is not politically motivated, I don't believe. I don't think it is because it's a Trump town. That's a fact, it is. 60 to 70% of the people in that town voted for Trump. That's true. You just have the most incompetent people running the government that we've ever had. The people that run the government are people that were check marks on boxes. Mayor Pete is the Secretary of Transportation. He said yesterday, 1,100 trains derail every year. Yeah, well, how many of them, before they derail, according to reports like this train in Ohio, are in flames? It traveled miles down the track, it was reported, while it was on fire and spills deadly chemicals. Yeah, I've seen train derailments. I even talked about the one accident that I nearly missed back in the early 90s on Cypress Creek Road and I-95. But it is very unusual for one to have deadly toxic chemicals that have, well, been released into the local water supply. This is not your regular everyday train derailment. You know, and the thing about Mayor Pete here is Mayor Pete is like everyone else in this administration, right? They were given the job that they weren't qualified for because they wanted to check off a mark. The first openly gay cabinet member. Although many people think Janet Reno was the first openly gay cabinet member. And I know people say Janet Reno was not in the closet, or was in the closet. That is not true. Janet Reno was very much out of the closet. She was state's attorney in Miami. Everyone down here in Miami knew her. We had her on the show, and she did not hide the fact that she was gay, okay? Now, the Clintons might have hid it, and the media might have hid it, the liberal media, but she was not in the closet. So I don't think Mayor Pete is the first openly gay cabinet member. I think Janet Reno was. I'm not saying she was the first gay cabinet member. There may have been others. She was the first openly gay cabinet member. But, you know, but regardless, you have people that are incompetent. You know, who do they have? Like, look at Yellen, Janet Yellen, running our economy. She's never had a job in business. Look up her bio, right? She went to college, studied economics, got a PhD, became a professor of economics, and now she's running the economy. These are not qualified people that are running the government. You know, there was a time when even Democrats hired qualified people. President Kennedy, the members of his cabinet were like CEOs of corporations, presidents of major companies. They weren't college professors and Mayor Pete. Now, I want to put this in perspective to our South Florida listeners. Mayor Pete was mayor of South Bend, Indiana. South Bend, Indiana's population is about equal to Margate or Tamarack in Broward County. Can you imagine taking the mayor of Tamarack or the mayor of Margate and making them a cabinet secretary? Now, you would never think of it, but we want to make history here. We want to have a gay cabinet member. Okay, Mayor Pete. That's how we got the job. So now, you may not like me saying this, you may not agree with me, but I think it's just incompetence. Look at Jean-Pierre. You know, I had that soundbite the other day who was on the balloon. She was talking about our allies in Canada. She even know Canada, she said, on national television. You know, these are the rocket scientists and brain surgeons that are running our government. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. This has happened before. It happened with Jimmy Carter. I've seen people years ago from the Carter administration talking about this. I've heard Chris Matthews talk about this. There would be a problem, and Jimmy Carter, much like Biden, had a bunch of incompetence. They didn't even know who to get on the phone to fix things. Okay, like 3 Mile Island. These people are so stupid and incompetent that are running our government. Mayor Pete doesn't know who to call to address the accident. And he's not alone. The entire administration is. President Trump surrounded himself with people that have years of experience, many of them very successful in the corporate world. You know, where results are required or you're out of a job. Mayor Pete has never had to have a positive result. He just got a job, okay, he's gay, he says some things, he gets promoted. You get it? So I don't think it's politically motivated. I just think these people are stupid that are running our country right now. And that's scary. It really is. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Joellen from Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Joellen.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I've been saying that for a long time. None of these people are competent. It's really terrible. Every day there's something, you know, and nothing gets done. But I had just woken up when you were talking to that black gentleman. I thought you were interviewing Herschel Walker because it sounded just like him. But
you never know. Maybe it was.
Yeah, it sounded just like him, and I said, "Oh wow." So
you know, I'll tell you guys. I'll tell you this without mentioning names. On many occasions, you've listened to this program and heard callers that I was talking to that are household names, and you had no idea it was them. It has happened, and you'd be shocked. Yes.
When you're talking about you need a new following, I wear my Trump hat all the time, and I've been in the grocery stores the last couple of days, and I've run into two young black kids, and they said, "I love your hat." And so we start getting talking, and it's just really refreshing. I just love to hear that, it's.
When we were on our cruise, I wore my MAGA hat into the islands, into these other countries. I wore it all over the place. And I had nothing but positive. On the cruise, I had 2 incidents where people got nasty with me. One guy, we were docked I can't remember our last stop, St. Kitts, Tortola, St. Kitts. A guy got off the ship dock next to us, and he said, "Nice hat, too bad he's going to jail." And we had a long walk down the pier to where we were going. And I said, "Go to jail? I thought you had to commit a crime to go to jail." And the two of us he brought that up to the wrong person. He didn't know who he was dealing with. And by the time we were done, he was speed walking, trying to get away from me. And then I had these 2 people, husband and wife, who put their hands on me. They're in my YouTube video. The wife tried to take my phone away. You can see it in my YouTube video because of my MAGA hat. Yeah.
So anyway, I just real quickly, I went to Anne Marie's, loved it. My girlfriend and I, and definitely.
What'd you order? What'd you have?
I had those. She had.
Oh.
Ravioli, lobster.
I've not had the mussels yet, and Steve has told me the mussels are spectacular. He's had the mussels. My goal is to have everything on the Anne Marie's menu at least once, but they got a big menu.
Yeah, they do. It was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty, people start coming after that, but very good food, very nice people. So
yeah, family owned and operated, and you can tell they take great pride in the restaurant and the food that they serve. All right, Joellen, I appreciate the call. Thanks so much. Yeah, Anne Marie's in Pompano on the northwest corner of US 1 Federal Highway and Copans Road in the same plaza as the movie theater. And when you stop in, make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. All right? Oh, man. Okay, now, we don't have time for any more calls right now because we're coming up on the break. So if you're on hold, stand by. If you'd like to call in, please do. It is open phones today, as it is every Friday. Open MAGA Mike Friday. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. I want to remind you guys that open phones is 1 day a week. This is it. The rest of the week, you have to, talk about what we want to talk about. But on Fridays, we let you take the lead. Although I do have some things that are pretty upsetting that I have not gotten to yet that I'm going to touch on after the top of the hour break. And don't forget, if you miss a portion of the show, our entire show is uploaded as a podcast on our radio station website each day, TrueOldiesFLA.com. That's TrueOldiesFLA.com. Back after this.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the Rome Studio. Injured recently?
I kept it going. I forgot to start it over. Really? Gosh darn it. I got a whole bunch of sound bites, but there's one that I want to play coming out, and I can't get it to download. It's going to mess up my whole next segment if I don't get this working. Here we go.
We're starting to see the usual build-up now on 95 heading northbound from Deerfield Beach into Boca, also getting slower on the turnpike northbound passing
An elementary school.
This
This
is sponsored by
involved.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit MADD.org. That's Shop Respond.
Traffic is service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. The Paddock Restaurant has a full lineup of amazing comedy with the Flynn Brothers on Friday night, February 17th, Andrew Dice Clay, February 24th, and Joe DeVito from the Gutfeld Show, March the 10th. And don't miss the PBKC Sports Card and Memorabilia Show, February 26th, with great vendors, prizes, and more. Enter to win today in PBKC's birthday.
Oh, man.
Here's your True Oldies ABC News update.
Oh, man, this next story. I got a few stories I haven't even gotten to yet.
At intersection.
As part of Black History Month, President Biden hosted a White House screening of the movie Till, which dramatizes the 1955 lynching of Emmett Till. The president said that only by acknowledging the injustices of the past will the nation banish them in the future.
We can't just choose to learn what we want to know and what we shouldn't have to know. We should know everything about it. That's what great nations do.
Till, 14 in 1955, was lynched after a white woman accused him of making improper advances toward her in LaFleur County, Mississippi. His cousin, Priscilla Sterling, on Thursday filed a federal lawsuit seeking to compel the current sheriff to serve the arrest warrant on Carolyn Bryant Donham for false report. This is ABC News.
It's Scott Shannon, and who doesn't want to have a home security system? So, by popular demand, we're bringing it back. Who wants a free doorbell camera?
Are there any, this is something that's unique with guys. Are any of you a guy who only backs in when you park? I was watching somebody parking. I don't back in when I park. Are any of you back or inner parkers? Women don't do that, only men do. I don't get that. I really don't get that back end parking thing. By the way, there's over 1,000 of you in the chat, and only about half of you like the video. Please like the video. You back in by habit. Really, you do. Deborah backs in. Wow. I never back in. I back out. I never back in, I back out. Easy out when you leave? Backing out's just as easy. I'm not too great at parallel parking because I just don't do it that much. If I'm driving my car's a little bigger, it's hard to parallel park. My wife's Mini Cooper, I can parallel park that easily. Well, thank you, Hugh Cheatnair. That's awesome. Thank you, Hugh Cheatnair. Greatly appreciated. You know, I've got two stories that I want to talk about. Both of them involve race. I don't know, should I just do one of them or should I do both of them? Yeah, that's very thank you very much, Huge. Both. Well, one's more detailed than the others. I'll do the quick one first. Well, the one at the top of the hour news, they've been talking about this screening that Biden did of that movie Till, about Emmett Till, which I've never heard of this movie before. All right, we are back. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. You know, I've been listening to the top of the hour news today. They've been talking about this, and I'm sure you've heard it on our top of the hour news all morning long, that Biden went to a screening of this movie called Till. It's about Emmett Till. And I just looked this up online. Joe Biden praises Till at a White House screening. With truth comes healing and justice. And this was for this movie here. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences may have snubbed Till this year when it came to Oscar nominations. But the President of the United States had nothing but accolades for the movie about the 1955 lynching of civil rights activist Emmett Till by racist, and it follows his mother's relentless fight for justice. Okay. You know, Emmett Till, and I want to talk about this only because it's in the news. It's been at the top of every hour, and it's all over the television news too. It's Black History Month, and Biden is celebrating this movie. The story of Emmett Till is an important story. I'm going to see if I can find this movie and watch it. I know a lot about Emmett Till, but I'll tell you this. I find it impossible to believe that this movie tells the truth about the lynching of Emmett Till. And I see this with a lot of these movies that come out. When they came out, well, I'll just talk about this one before I do the other ones, because I got a lot to get into, and we're running out of time, and I want to get more of your calls in today, too. The story goes of Emmett Till that he was lynched because a white woman said that he came on to her. That is not true. That's what the narrative is, and that's what people think is true. There's variations of the story. One story is he was lynched because he whistled at a white woman. I'm here to tell you this, that a young black man, or an old black man, in 1955, in the Democrat Deep South Jim Crow era, was not flirting or hitting on white women or whistling at them. That was a known death sentence. What happened, these racist Democrats, they lynched Emmett Till, and their defense was, well, he was hitting on one of our wives, and she backed them up on that. You understand what I'm saying? She didn't get hit on by Emmett Till or claimed to get hit on by Emmett Till and then went to her husband. Her racist Democrat husband and his buddies just murdered Emmett Till. All right? And then they said, well, yeah, but he was hitting on our wife. And then she backed him up. Okay? That's the real story of Emmett Till. And the real story, I'm going to try to find this movie and watch it. If it's on pay-per-view, I'll try to watch it because I'm interested in it and I want to see what they did. But like, when Selma came out a few years back, that movie left out the big part of the story. In Selma, they were crossing the bridge and attacked, right, by those racist Klansmen. And I saw the movie in the theater because we wanted to talk about it at the time, Selma. And it's a great moment in American history, Selma, and those were brave people. But what they didn't tell you in the movie is that Martin Luther King and the blacks that he led across the bridge in Selma were Republicans. They were crossing the bridge to vote Republican, and everyone that bashed their head in, those racists, were all Democrats. They didn't tell you that in the movie. And I bet you they don't tell you that in this movie either. Until I'll reserve judgment till I see it. But I know the conventional theory is that there's no one could convince me that a young black teenage man, I don't want to get like Biden and use the B word, was out on the streets flirting with white women in the Jim Crow Democrat-controlled South in 1955. No way. No way. And I'm also hearing this in the top of the hour news. The woman in question, they want to serve a warrant on her and arrest and charge her. I wouldn't do that. The poor woman, if she's married to a murderer, which she was married to a murderer, she had very good reason to fear for her life if she didn't back up her husband and his murdering friend's story about Emmett Till. So I would say she's a victim as well. Not that she was not a racist, okay? I'm not saying she wasn't a racist, but that woman had no choice but to back up her murdering husband. All right? And that's, I promise you, all this stuff I just shared with you was left out of the movie. I also, one thing about, and Emmett Till's an important figure in American history because it wasn't, it led to a lot of the things that we now have, racial equality and all of that. So his sacrifice was part of the beginning of a great movement in this country, the civil rights movement. So, so his sacrifice was not in vain, but his whole story is they lie about his story and what really happened. These are just some murdering Democrats, and they killed him and then had the wife lie. And back in 1955, in the Democrat-controlled South, that was considered a legitimate defense to murdering someone. Yeah, and I promise you this, Emmett Till was only 15, but his family and his mother that's in the movie, the real mother, they were Republicans. Emmett Till's family, I promise you, were Republicans, and they were lynched by Democrats. I promise you that. I bet that's not in the movie. The story that has to be told, Biden says. It's revisionist history. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1's our number. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Good morning.
You me?
It sounds like you.
Morning. Morning. I'm Greg. I spoke to you a couple of times before. I'm an immigrant from Africa, and I wanted to speak about Trump, but I'd like to weigh in on this racial issue with the Democrats. The average African American, I don't think they know the history of either Republican Party or the Democratic Party. If you look at the history of the Republican Party, the Republican Party elected a black senator in 1870. The Democratic Party only elected a black man to the Senate in 1990. The first black man to ever go to Congress was from the Republican Party.
Correct.
And now, the president that we have, or the party, the Democratic Party, are and have always been a racist party. They use race to stay in power, and people are so confused. I don't know what the education system is here, but people don't know that the actual party of the Ku Klux Klan, of Jim Crow, of slavery, of fighting civil rights was the Democratic Party. That's always been. And their tactics are still the exact same. They use race for power. The Republican Party does not do that. We talk about people, anti-racism. And people, when you speak to them, when you ask them these questions, it's like they don't know what you mean because in this movie, they are drumming up more racial animus because they want to stay in power, but they are not. Like Joe Biden himself, for 50 years, he's been an overt racist. Everything that he said, racist, is on video. Like he said, he doesn't want his kids going to school with lots of black kids. He said it. People still vote for him.
That's right.
I think it's the ignorance that the Democratic Party plays on, that they want people stupid, they want people dumb. That's why you look at Democrat-controlled cities, the education system is so bad. People can't read, people can't write, people can't reason, and they like that. For 50 years, they like keeping people stupid because they know people will vote for them.
That's right.
Lyndon B. Johnson said during his presidency that he will have these ends voting them for them.
Well, how long ago did you immigrate to America from Africa?
10 years ago.
10 years ago. And look at how much, in 10 years, you're not even a Native American. You're a U.S. citizen now? Okay, you're a naturalized U.S. citizen. And you know more about this great country of ours than 99% of Democrats. And you've only been in America 10 years. I got to run for a break. Welcome to the show, and thanks for calling back again, all right? Your calls are always good. All right, we'll take our break and be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines.
Great calls today. Great calls today.
This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig on Oldies 95.9 and 106.9.
Anne-Marie's Pizza and Wine Company, family owned, family operated, where Grandma Carrie and herself is in the kitchen. Amazing pizza, sizzling Philly cheesesteaks, lobster ravioli, subs, and much more. Live music, patio seating, and 2-for-1 on all beer and wine for ladies' night every Wednesday. Come visit us today at Anne-Marie's Pizza and Wine Company, your local family-owned Italian restaurant. Anne-Marie's Pizza and Wine Company, located on the corner of Copitz Road and Federal Highway. That's Copitz Road and Federal Highway, right next to the movie theater. Anne-Marie's. We'll see you here.
Scott here from CutMyKilowatts.com. We are an energy saving and installation company. Make your home energy efficient, cut your electric bills up to 50%, and pay little or even nothing for the repairs. Make sure you get your fair share of the Inflation Reduction Act. Rebates up to $14,000 per year. Funds available on a first-come, first-served basis. Rebate programs for low to moderate income families up to $150,000 of income. $14,000 per year. This is huge. You can use this money for insulation and radiant barrier, up to $2,800 available. Hybrid hot water heaters, up to $3,750 available. AC units, up to $10,000 available. Electric panel upgrades, up to $6,600. And after we reduce your home consumption by 35% or more, you get additional rebate money of $4,000 to $8,000 if you qualify. To find out how much you qualify for, call me 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or go to cutmykilowatts.com and fill out the form.
Mornings are made for better things than rheumatoid arthritis or RA.
Oh man, thanks everyone for joining today. I appreciate it. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and click that notification bell. I'm going to try to live stream from Mar-a-Lago over the weekend. So if make sure you got the notification bell clicked, and you'll get the notification when I go live from Mar-a-Lago. A lot of it depends on the weather. Like today, it's a beautiful day, but I can't go to Mar-a-Lago today.
Reactions have happened. People 50 and older with heart disease risk factors have an increased risk of death. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B or C, have flu-like symptoms, are prone to infections, or have ever had a heart attack, stroke, clot, or other heart problems, or swelling of lips, tongue, throat, or hives. Ask your doctor about prescription Xeljanz. Visit Xeljanz.com or call 1-844-XELJANZ.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, welcome. Every line on the board is lit. If you're on hold, stand by. I'll go to the phones in just a moment, but first I want to tell people how they can get a free doorbell camera from Slomin's. I'm going to give you the number in just a moment, so get ready to write it down. Call, tell Slomin's you heard about them on the radio, get your free doorbell camera. You can track when there's movement at your door, you get a notification. So you can track when there's a delivery at your house or someone's just coming by to visit. It's a motion-activated doorbell camera, and it shows you everything in high definition video. And that high-definition video even works at night because it has night vision, and the image at night is very, very good. You can see everything. You get an alert when there's a visitor at your door, even if they don't press the doorbell. You can even talk through the app on your mobile device to people at your door without opening the door, just through the doorbell camera, even if you are not home. You can check the live view feed from the app and even set it up to record clips automatically when there's movement at the door. And we've had some problems looking for the dog, looking for the cat, and we go through the clips and find the movement, and boom, we see them there. It's a great thing to have, and it's also connected to my security system. Now, you can get your doorbell camera from Slomin's for free. When you call, they'll tell you how, all right? Here's the number, 833-283-5050. 833-283-5050. 833-283-5050. All right, let's go back to our phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Juan from Paul Springs.
Hey, Juan.
Good morning. Good morning, Brian. Hey, listen, I got to tell you something. I've been hearing some new voices on the show. I mean, that guy right before me, what an inspirational call. That guy yesterday from Riviera Beach. And I think I heard him again this morning. A great inspirational call. And, you know, this is your show and you run it the way you want. But, I mean, like this, I mean, every time I hear from, like, this guy, Al, the, whatever his name is, a guy that can't...
Al the John?
Yeah, a guy that can't get titty sex from a ball doll, even if he paid for it, who has a brain, an amoeba for a brain, and why you waste precious time of your show on guys like that has the proverbial effect of a turd in the pool after every call. But these calls have been just absolutely just inspiring.
Well, okay. I agree with you about the callers. Now, Al the John, he is a pathetic person, but look, that's the state of the modern Democrat Party. You know, if you want to hear from Democrats, you got to hear from lowlives, scumbags, and creeps. That's the Democrat Party base.
Well, and you know, and this is what I'm saying. Again, I've said it before. I don't think it's worth hearing from the left these days because the left has nothing positive to contribute. They are absolutely let me give you another example. Leo Terrell used to be one of the most angry people on TV when he was a Democrat, when he was a leftist. Now he's one of the most happy people because it's a mindset.
Okay, let me tell you. Okay, I'll tell you a couple reasons. Okay, Al the John is an extreme example because, I mean, he's just a sad, pathetic person. But so far as talking to liberals, when Steve and I talk to liberals on the phone, we don't just throw the phone over to them and give them the show. I think the calls are very instructive so people can see what's really going on with Democrats. The other thing is, and I think that's, you know, I think that's a reality. The other thing is, though, Steve and I, when we do appearances or on our cruises and stuff, I have not done an appearance in years where at least one, sometimes it's more, where at least one person doesn't come up to me and say, you know, I used to be a Democrat and I listened to you for a long time and now I'm not. Or I used to hate Trump and I listened to you guys for a long time. Now I'm MAGA. I got my MAGA hat on now. You know, so no, you don't want to preach to the choir. You know, you gotta reach out to people that are on the dark side.
Yeah, I agree. But thank you for letting me chime in, though.
All right, appreciate the call, Juan. All right, take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, you know what it is because you're referring to me.
No, I had no idea you were on. Excuse me. How? I did not know. This is Al the John, by the way. I had no idea you were on hold. If I knew you were on hold, these calls are screenless. If I knew you were on hold, I would have conferenced you on the phone with Juan.
Oh, well, I mean, my last four digits of my number are the same, so you can see the call right.
I don't check the caller ID. I just put the callers on hold. You know, and take them cold on the air. I don't even look at the lines except the number. You know, you're on line 6.
Yeah, at least we agree that the greatest TV show of the 60s was Star Trek.
You're not going to bond with me by bringing up Star Trek.
Well, I'm just, you know, we agree on one thing, and maybe pumpkin pie and Reese's chocolate bars. But anyway,
are you trying to prove Juan right that you're a useless caller? What are you doing here? Juan said that you're not worth airtime. Is that what are you proving him right now? What are you doing?
You never talk about the fact that his lawyer, Carlson, is now being summoned to the grand jury because.
So what?
With Trump.
So what? All right. Oh boy. Luckily, we're up against a break. All right, our number, 888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. So people that testify to grand juries are criminals now? Lots of people testify to grand juries. Lots of people give depositions. This is America. You're presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, unless you're MAGA, and then you're guilty by just being MAGA. All right, we're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. As you can tell, the phones are very open, meaning callers can talk about anything on their mind, as you can tell by the last caller. Oh my goodness. What does he think? We have an alarm when he calls in? Maybe we should put an alarm when he calls in so we know not to take the call. All right, it's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Our number, 888-GO-KANE-1. We'll take that break for the bottom of the hour and be back after this.
Making morning radio great again.
Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane Show. I think that's Alan hold again. What a jerk. Oh, boy. I've got a busy weekend this weekend. People think at 9 o'clock that my day's over. My day begins at 9 o'clock. I wish it did. I wish I could go home and go to bed for a couple hours. Steve Kane Show. Hello? Hold on. Steve Kane Show. Hello? Steve Kane Show. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Your house to stand out above the rest and to get top dollar. That's where a licensed real estate agent, Elena Castro, comes in. She's with Ballesteri Real Estate that's been in business since 1964. Working with homeowners, buyers, landlords, and tenants for over 18 years, Elena Castro knows Florida real estate.
I don't want to forget Trumpy Bear.
As well as top negotiation talents. When you list your property with Elena Castro, she knows the right listing price to get you multiple offers, so you accept the offer you want. And if you're looking to buy, she can help you with that too. Give Elena Castro a call right now. 954-478-5015. 954-478-5015. And get your house listed and sold for the price you want. 954-478-5015. 954-478-5015. This is Brian Craig. I want to tell you about my chiropractor, Dr. Philip Appleton. He rid me of my years of suffering of knee pain. He rid me of my arthritis pain, but he's also helped many of our listeners too. Listen to one of our callers tell us about the great experience they had with chiropractor Dr. Philip Appleton. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Rabbi David calling. Hey, I'm calling today about something not political, but something very personal, and I gotta thank you. My mother called me up.
This is the only show whose callers do commercials. Be right back, guys.
mother's hero now.
So Dr. Appleton is rabbi recommended.
So now he's got rabbinical supervision. I have to really thank you. After one time, from crying to me on the phone to sleeping like a baby that night.
Do what Rabbi David did. Call Dr. Appleton and say bye-bye to your pain. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Brian Craig here. Right now, Mike Lindell is offering the My Pillow, the pillow that started it all. Regular price $49.98, just $19.98 with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E at checkout. I've tried every pillow too. The foam pillow, bamboo pillow, and a bunch more. None of them worked until my first night's sleep with the My Pillow. And patented fill inside, adjust to your exact individual needs. It keeps your neck aligned, holds it in shape all night long, no matter your sleep position.
I got a couple things I got to fit in here that are just insane. Okay, hold on. Oh, boy. I got one thing that's political and one that's kind of gossipy. I'm going to do the gossipy thing first. I probably should do it the other way around, but I want to get this is crazy story. You're going to write a song about me and my Trumpy bear? I hope it's a good one. Well, it's hard to find a... Let me see if I can... I got to have room to stand, so if I'm here, that's about as close as I can get Trumpy bear. He's sitting... There you go. Oh, Trumpy bear's awesome. I'm very proud of my Trumpy bear. It takes a real man to walk with pride with their Trumpy bear. Yes, we are back. I'm Brian. There's one opening on our board at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. I've been joined in studio all morning with my Trumpy bear that I have here. And I told Trumpy bear, if Trumpy bear has anything to contribute, just to let me know and give Trumpy bear a mic. No, I do. I have my Trumpy bear right here. And I'll proudly, I get some stares when I walk out of the building with it probably from some of the guys like, what's this guy doing with the teddy? It's not a teddy bear. It's a Trumpy bear. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. I got a couple of things I got to get through here. Do you guys know, let me make sure I get her name right, her first name right. I wasn't sure if it was Julie or Julia. You know Julie Banderas on Fox? Everybody likes Julie Banderas. She's pretty good, and she's not offensive. She's not, she's on the right side of things. And she was on Gutfeld over Valentine's Day, and she said something about Valentine's Day that kind of went viral and her husband. And there's an update. Let me share this with you, Liz. This is Julia Banderas on Gutfeld Valentine's Day.
Julie, I don't know what your relationship is. It's none of my business. But tell me, is it over? Are you going to get anything for Valentine's Day?
Valentine's.
Ooh.
See? Yeah, it's stupid. I mean, even when I was married, I didn't get for Valentine's Day.
Wait, are you no longer married?
Well, I'm getting a divorce. I'm going to go ahead and say it right here for the very first time. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, now that's Julie Banderas on Gutfeld. That was Valentine's Day. It went viral. And now there's an update. Listen to this. The soon-to-be ex-husband of Fox News anchor Julie Banderas was arrested in December for allegedly, you got to say that, putting a steak knife to her throat. He put a knife to Julie Banderas' throat, allegedly. Julie Banderas' husband pointed the knife at his wife after an argument on December 14th at the couple's home in the Hamptons, according to police reports obtained by the Daily Mail. The police report noted the couple had been arguing throughout the day about money and their pending divorce. It's hard to feel sorry about money for people living in the Hamptons, right? As the evening progressed, Julie Banderas' husband grew upset with her after she ate mashed potatoes he had prepared for their 3 kids. Banderas, according to the police report, said her husband grabbed a knife from the kitchen and pointed the blade at her neck, causing her to fear for her life. Oh my goodness, it's nuts over there on Fox. My goodness, that's a crazy thing. Good morning, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's Greg.
Oh, hey, Greg, too. How you been, Greg?
Yes. Excellent. Yourself?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Now let's get into it.
All right, let's do it. I'm dying to hear. I've been out of your show for a while. I've been very busy.
I know.
I'm dying to hear because I know you supported it in advance, but Trump's unwarranted criticism out a tweet with a picture against Ron DeSantis, a fellow Republican.
Yeah. You know, okay, I'll give you the. I did a couple shows on that, but I'll recap it. You know, it's a funny thing. You know, Greg's calls typically begin with, "I haven't listened." You know, I remember Steve and I know. A radio personality passed away, and Steve and I went to the funeral, and it was filled with radio people. You know, and really degenerate types, people that work in radio, you know, my colleagues. And every one of them began with the same thing. I haven't listened to you in a long time, Brian. And then as the conversation goes on, they know everything about everything that's happened on the show. But anyway, you're talking about the photograph of Ron DeSantis when he was a high school teacher with the high school girls pressing their boobs against him that President Trump posted on Truth Social. Is that what you're referencing? And you want to know what so far as that picture goes?
First of all, let me ask you a question. Do you know that they're high school girls?
Yes. The New York Times interviewed the girls. The New York Times you ask, I'm telling you, the girls have been identified. They were interviewed by the New York Times, and it was reported in other places, and the girls said they were high school students, yes.
All right, first of all, the New York Times, we both agree on, is a liberal rag, correct?
Well, that's why they researched the story, because they wanted to trash DeSantis. Yeah.
That was the story. This happened how many years ago? Let's say, conservatively, 25 years ago?
No. It was not 25 years ago.
How long ago?
It was around 02 or 03.
They tracked down these girls. By the way, due to the fact that Trump...
So what does that mean? If there was if there was a photograph of me when I was in my 20s, okay, with high school girls pressing their boobs all over me, you'd be cool with that. Oh, that was a long time ago, Brian. That was 20 years ago. You're cool. That's okay. It's okay that you were hanging out with jailbait.
Why would Trump attack DeSantis and expose him to all the liberals and give them fuel?
Okay.
I mean, why would he do that?
Okay, I'll answer. I did a whole show on this. We talked about it a couple days, but I'll give you the Reader's Digest version, okay? President Trump helped Ron DeSantis by posting that photograph on Truth Social. He was helping Ron DeSantis, okay? And I'll tell you how, all right? But you won't accept any of this because you've already decided you're going to disagree with whatever I say. This is what I mean. This story was new to me and most people, but the liberals found this story out a year or two ago, and they held on to it. In fact, they didn't even release it during this last election when he was up against Charlie Crist because they wanted to save it to destroy him if he gets the nomination. And Donald Trump, by posting that picture of our great governor that I love so much and his partner, Ron DeSantis, with the high school girls, neuters the story. It's out there now, and if they bring it up again, it'll be like old news. It won't be like a shocking thing. That was the October surprise that the Democrats were hiding on Ron DeSantis. They wanted to have this October surprise if he got the nomination in 2024. Now Trump neutered it.
You don't know liberals had this in their possession. You don't know that. You're just...
No, I do know because the New York Times and others had this story in the past and they didn't run with it. No, part of the story was they've been sitting on it for a while. You just aren't informed. I'm sorry. You should inform yourself before you call.
No. You're all supposition and hypothesizing. Why would the New York Times done that in the governor race? Why would they attack DeSantis alone? Now that
Because, you asked a question. Can I answer it? Or is that rhetorical? Okay. DeSantis, even if that story would have came out with the girls on television, would have beaten Charlie Crist. He's a weirdo with the fan on his privates during the debate and everything that he does. They're saving it for the big kahuna, the presidential race. They were saving that story. Their plan was that to be the October surprise if DeSantis gets the nomination. They release the photo, and a couple days later, the girls are on, Dateline or something, doing interviews, if Dateline's still on, about him going to the high school parties. And Trump saved DeSantis by putting that on True Social.
Listen, I hope you're right in your assessment, because DeSantis, and I want all your callers to get ready for this, he's going to be the next president of the United States. He will be. He will defeat Trump, and he will be the next president of the United States. And guess what? Most of your callers will be disappointed. They'll be bashing DeSantis during the course of the primaries. Do you think DeSantis is running for president?
He hasn't announced yet. I think he is working with President Trump, and even if he announces that he is running, he is still partnered with President Trump. DeSantis is, Ron, no, I'm just informed. I only talk about things I know about, unlike you, okay? Ron DeSantis, if he announces he is running, is helping Donald Trump. Let me tell you how real quick, and then you're very lucky I'm up against the break. In the last election, Trump didn't have any opponents. There were no debates. So the Democrats had a lot of debates. They're all televised. Donald Trump's rallies will not be covered on television. The cable news, the news, they won't cover the rallies. But with a hotly contested primary, they'll all be on television, network television and the cable news outlets. So Ron DeSantis is guaranteeing Trump months of primetime television coverage by running against him in a debate when he has no intention of really going after Trump. You understand? Is this above your head? Okay, I guess so. All right. Oh, okay, that's the answer. Okay. Oh, boy. Okay, all right. Oh, man. It's so funny when, the people out there that are haters, they always begin the conversation by saying, I haven't listened to you in a long time. That's supposed to be like a dagger. You're supposed to be insulted. You're supposed to be hurt. You know what I mean? Any of you believe that? Give me a break. All right, our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE1. I still have not gotten to half of my show prep, but I'm going to try to squeeze one more thing in after the gold report. Our number, 1-888-GO-CANE1, 888-465-2631. See, Juan, that's why you talk to liberals. Talking to liberals, is instructive, and talking to liberals gives me an opportunity to make all kinds of great points about things. So talking to liberals is really, it's a pretty good thing. All right, hold on. Let's see here. Good morning. Hey, Helen.
Hi. Well, everybody, the government's talking about extraterrestrials and all that kind of stuff. And God has foretold us all things in His Bible. He never mentions extraterrestrials. He does say that there are also celestial bodies and, angelic heavenly bodies and bodies terrestrial. That's earthly. That means earthly. So the bodies that are the angelic bodies are the ones that are going to be coming to earth, and those highly polished bronze vehicles that God talks about in Ezekiel and in Revelations 12:7, God's going to have He's going to have Michael, the archangel, and his angels cast out Satan and his angels, and they're going to be coming in those highly polished bronze vehicles. And,
yes.
Man couldn't shoot those things down if he threw everything at them that they have, that we have.
That's right. Well, Helen, I appreciate the call, and it is open phones today, which is a good day for Helen to call in. All right, there's one opening on our board at 1-888-GO-CANE1, 888-465-2631. We don't have the gold report? Okay. He is online. Oh, okay, perfect. Perfect timing. I was just to go for it. It is time for the gold report. We'll take our break and be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on the...
That's right. And it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the Morning Gold and Precious Metals Report. William Youngerman, good morning.
Good morning, Brian. How you doing?
Great. How the metals look today?
Metals look still in that trading range, giving us a buying opportunity. Yesterday, they stabilized around $1,836, down 30 cents. But we did see them go down and test the stronger support area of around 1827, 1828 range. It got down there and then bounced back up to 1,836 on the close. Silver closed down 6 cents yesterday at $21.55 after getting down as low as $21.44. Platinum was up $7, closing out the day at $9.21, while palladium gained $54 at $1,439. The testing of those support levels continues overnight with a trading range of 18 to 1837. Right now, gold at 1828, which is, as I said, right around that support level. We'll see if that holds for the close today. But that's down $8 right now. Silver at $21.35 the ounce. That's down 20 cents. Platinum down $6 right now at $915. And palladium down $29 at $1,410. So those are all giving us a nice buying opportunity. The pullback has been just about a chartist delight right now, which means that these are numbers that they were expecting that if we had, after the big run that we've had, they would expect them to go down and test these areas, which they are doing. And every time that happens, it's always a great opportunity for us. The advantage of the fire sale on the precious metal.
Yeah. And yesterday, not only are the metals on sale, but yesterday you were telling us there were great deals on pre-33 gold because not just, we got a sale opportunity going on, but premiums have lowered. What's it looking like for the 90% silver right now? Is that a good buy right now?
Absolutely. 90% silver premiums are way down also. I mean, at the height of the shortages and the push we saw last year, premiums on 90% silver bags going up as high as $10 over the silver price, and now you can buy 90% silver for maybe just a $3 premium.
Now, 90% silver. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, William Youngerman, but it's our silver coins, our quarters, our dimes, our nickels, our half dollars that are before 1965 are 90% silver.
$half prior to 1965 or 90%.
Not nickels. Okay, dimes and quarters and half dollars. Dimes, quarters, and half dollars. And these are hot, and they're a lot of fun to collect, too. And the premiums on them have been so high in the past couple of years that they really were, you were recommending not to buy them, but now you're saying is the time to jump in on the 90% silver. And I know a lot of you guys out there love your 90% silver. Especially those half dollars are a lot of fun in the quarters, in my opinion. All right, listen, give William Youngerman a call. He opens up at 10 a.m. His number, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. Online, WilliamYoungerman.com. Or stop right in. His address, 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto. All right, William Youngerman, we will talk on Monday.
Have a nice weekend. Thank you.
You too. Back after this.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
Indeed it is. All right, callers on hold, stand by. Our phones are all lit. I want to play one thing before I go to the calls because this is an important story out of Ohio. Because of the train derailment, I've been watching a lot of local news in Ohio, and I found a story that is chilling. Get ready for this. This is scary stuff. This is out of Springfield, Ohio. Black students violently forced white students to pledge allegiance to Black Lives Matter at an elementary school in Springfield, Ohio. One white student was actually punched in the head. I know this is crazy stuff, guys, and let me play this. This is a local television news story out of Springfield, Ohio, covering this story.
New at 6, Springfield police are investigating a possible assault at an elementary school. This involved 2 groups of students. Good evening, I'm Cheryl McHenry.
And I'm James Brown. We have News Center 7's John Bedell. He's live in Springfield with details he's uncovered in a police report. And John, you also talked with one set of parents.
James and Cheryl, we asked Springfield City Schools for a copy of the video showing what happened here at Kenwood Elementary. They refused, so I filed a formal public records request with the district for that footage this afternoon. Meantime, Mom and Dad tell me their son is traumatized. Ryan Springer and Ashley Henthorne told me they were upset they didn't find out about an incident at school on Friday until Monday. They said their son, a 6th grader at Kenwood Elementary, hasn't been the same since. A Springfield police incident report we got a hold of shows school staff told police they waited until Monday to report the incident to officers because they were still interviewing students involved. The report says it happened on the playground during recess when a group of black students had gathered several white students to a specific spot on the playground and forced them to say Black Lives Matter against their will, with some kids recording this. Police wrote the principal here told officers a few students who tried avoiding the situation were chased down and either escorted, dragged, or carried to the spot on the playground. Officers said one student was punched in the head. There are no formal charges right now, but the incident report lists an investigation into offenses of possible assault and menacing, something Springer said his 12-year-old should not have to experience, especially at school.
I'm more upset of the assault part of it, of the children being forced down on the ground by other children and stuff. Not so much of them making them say BLM because, all lives do matter.
Yeah, the father's afraid, so, got a woke dad here is afraid, so he's even though this happened, he still wants to be vocal and support BLM.
School staff should have recognized the behavior and the problem before it got that far.
Mom says she noticed their son hasn't been himself since Friday.
And I kept asking him all weekend, are you okay? And he kept saying, yeah, I'm just tired. And then when I got the phone call Monday about it, I was like, that explained a lot.
We reached out to Springfield City Schools for comment today. They declined.
Wow. I mean, that story, let me tell you, I just found that because I was going through the local news in Ohio, because I've been reading the local news and the local TV stations about the derailment. And I came across that. And if I know about it, believe me, the national media know about it. There's a media blackout on this story, which is terrifying. Can you imagine if a group of white, and these are elementary school students, could you imagine if a group of white students grabbed black children and beat them and forced them to pledge allegiance to the flag? What would happen? Well, what would happen of that would be appropriate. There should be a national dialogue about it. It should be a national story. And I don't know if I would arrest some of the children, absolutely. They may be children, but they know what they were doing was wrong. And I'd like some information on how active BLM is in this school and in this town. And it really shows you this racism being promoted, this racial division, the kind of impact it's having. That's a chilling story. All right, we just have a short time left, but we have a full board of calls. So I'm going to go to the phones now. When I put you on the air, try to get to your point so that we'll have time to talk about it, okay, guys? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Carol from Boca Raton.
Hey, Carol in Boca. What's on your mind?
Well, I heard some very disturbing news today, and I thought I'd share it with your audience. It seems that Obama put regulations on the trains. And unfortunately, our wonderful MAGA president, who I asked for, and I'm going to see him March 17th at Mar-a-Lago. So I'm so excited, I'm jumping with joy. But unfortunately, he took the regulations off the trains.
Okay, so okay, I know this. I've heard this story. This is the mainstream media version. What regulation did Trump? No. Listen. Let me ask the question. Answer the question I'm asking, not another one. Don't anticipate, okay? Tell me the regulation. I'm only being short because we're short on time. So, okay, I'm being quick with you because we're almost out of time. What regulation did Trump lift that resulted in a train bursting into flames and traveling miles down a track on fire?
Actually, I think, to be honest with you, that Norfolk Southern is not going to take the blame. They're going to say it was the trains that were old.
Well, there's a lot of people, but that's not what I asked. What regulation did Trump lift that caused a train on the track filled with chemicals to burst into flames?
I wish I knew, but I don't.
Well, well, you just heard it on Breitbart. Yeah, okay, all right. I seriously doubt that that it was reported the train was on fire for miles before it derailed. I don't think President Trump lifted a regulation that allowed trains with deadly toxins and chemicals to be lit on fire. You know, the media and the Democrats, the media and the Democrats always blame the past Republican. And I tell you, until George W. Bush became president, they blamed everything on Reagan. Then during Obama, they blamed everything on Bush. This is what Democrats do. All right, take care. But find the answer to that question, the regulation that he lifted that allowed trains with chemicals to be lit on fire. I'd like to know. Good morning. You're on the air. Good morning. Once. Yes, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Nick from Singer Island.
Nick in Singer Island. What's on your mind?
I just want to tell you how we can fix this country real fast. Things that can be fixed. Number one, we have a gang problem. Start the draft again. Get these.
Really? Wait a minute. You're telling me there's a gang? Hold on, slow down. There's a gang problem on Singer Island?
The country.
Oh, okay. I just can't imagine. I can only imagine the gangs on Singer Island. Yeah. Gangs on Singer Island. No, you're right. Okay, what's the next thing? Bring the draft back. Okay.
We got to get rid of welfare.
Uh-huh.
Nobody that works 40 hours in this country should have to live in poverty. But then again, you can't force paying $25 an hour to these corporations. You work 40 hours, you can supplement that income instead of giving people wealth.
That's good. All right, listen, I'm running out of time, but good points, and thanks for the call, all right? We're almost out of time. All right, good morning. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. It's Andrea.
Andrea, you have 15 seconds.
That story that you just played, these kids should be classified. It should be classified as a hate crime, number one. And number two, everything that the Biden regime has done is not incompetent, it's intentional. And
there you go. All right, that's some points. Yeah, maybe they should be tried as adults. I heard 12. I don't know, hate crime charges as an adult. I'm up for that. Listen, everyone, if you're on hold, I apologize. We're out of time. If you want to hold on, I will be back Monday morning. And if you're on hold now, when I get here Monday, you'll be right at the front of the line. Everyone who called and participated, thanks so much. We had spectacular calls all week long, exceptional calls. Those of you that are new to the program, welcome. And I must say, today's calls have been above and beyond my recollection on any show. It's just been a great week. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, on the radio since 1977. Don't forget, if you miss a part of the show, go to our website, TrueOldiesFLA.com, and you can catch the whole show there, TrueOldiesFLA.com. All right, God bless America, and of course, God bless Donald Trump. See you Monday morning, everyone.
WWNN AM Pompano Beach.
All right, guys, I got to run, but I'll see you soon, all right?